All right.
Don't scratch your
Uh,
head.
check the stream on YouTube. Make sure we're all coming in just fine.
Hello, everybody.
Okay. Markiplier is here. I'm
Hello.
being picked up. Nate, say something.
So, something,
Okay.
something. Hello.
All right.
Yeah, we
Now,
sound fine. All of
yeah.
us sound fine.
Okay. All right, and the game is playing. All right. So today, Phi is going to be doing some speed running of his favorite game of all time, and I'm going to sit here and watch, like any good producer.
If you want to
Yeah,
call
I'm
it
gonna
that.
watch as well. I'm gonna watch as well.
And
Just because.
yeah, so yeah, just try to get as far as you can in like 90 minutes, 2 hours, and then Nath can take over with Gran Turismo.
Hi, Shell. Hello, Ross.
Hey, Ross. I couldn't. Yeah, I can't imagine having to do this with one monitor. Would have been a nightmare. So
Thank God. Thank God we got two.
first battled the Metroids on planet Zebes. You ever heard people? It's Zebes, right? That's the official pronunciation, but I hear people say Zebes just like they say Samus Aran, and I'm like, I don't know.
I always said Sebas.
I always said Zebes.
Zed Biz.
Sebas. Semas Aaron. Semas Aran. Semas Aaron.
Did you ever see
I
that
always
old?
said Semas Aaron.
Did you ever see that old comic book in Nintendo Power when Nintendo Power used to publish these little comic books in the these mangaka omake kind of things, these manga omake kind of things in the Nintendo Power, and there was one where Wario and Mario are competing to try to get I think it was either Wario and Mario or Mario and Bowser are trying to get Peach a Samus Aran plushie. And I think Wario ends up getting it. Either Wario or Luigi ends up getting it, and so then Peach goes and hangs out with him.
No, I just remember the Super Metroid manga, which I read in the past. Which is not canon anymore.
When do you think they're gonna remake this in the style of Dread?
Hopefully never.
It's gonna happen.
Hopefully never. Don't touch this game. It's not going to happen.
Speaking
if
of
it
remakes,
happens, I'm still gonna buy it.
Speaking of remakes, let's since we're live on YouTube, let's talk about let's talk about that direct, that nothing burger of a direct that they did. I didn't even know there was gonna be a direct. I just looked on my homepage, and it was like 40 minutes in. I was like, wait, there was a direct today.
I knew it was gonna happen because I saw it on Twitter, but I was just not gonna watch it because I don't care about directs.
The way I found out was via email. Because
email.
Vine Source was streaming it, and I was notified by email, and that's how I know it.
You got an email you get an email from your boss.
Ben.
Yes,
we're watching the direct.
The Nintendo Direct is one now. Watch it.
It's kind of funny how they cut out. They're always cutting stuff out. Like in the Japanese, they showed out Toho 6 coming to the Switch, completely remade, and they didn't even show that in the Western ones.
I mean, I guess that makes sense. Really. I mean, it makes sense to me. I get that, maybe not to other people. I mean, I know Toho is more popular in the West now than probably it's ever been. But
LARP.
I mean, with the amount of anime games that were in the Direct, why not?
I mean, last year they remade Tokimeki Memorial on the Switch, and you probably didn't know about that because it was also only JP.
I did hear about that. I didn't. I think I'd forgotten about it until now. But yeah, that was a thing. But I don't know. It just didn't like. It wasn't like there was anything. It wasn't like a bad direct or anything. It just didn't feel like there was much.
It's just video games are bad. I hate video games. I hate playing them. Nothing that comes out is remotely interesting anymore.
I mean, I guess I'll like get Switch Sports Resort, and that's pretty much it.
That actually honestly was the best looking thing in my opinion was the Switch Sports Resort because it just actually looked kind of fun. Just the dumb. I don't know. Like I'm not like these people who like, ooh, you know, motion control is bad. And, you know, no, it's like if you do them right, they're fun. It's just it's a case by case basis sort of thing.
Yeah,
The Wii was great.
My wee brother played the Deltarune chapter for sure.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
everyone is.
Everybody in the chat was just like, you know, Deltarune. Like I mean,
Deltarune tomorrow. Whoa! I don't care.
It was like the whole chat was people complaining about anime, Deltarune spamming, and people spamming the flags, you know, flags of certain countries.
Flags of certain.
What really? What? Wait.
You know, when the you know, well, like somebody posted, you know, somebody was posting spamming flags of a certain Mediterranean country we won't mention, and then obviously, obviously in response, people started posting the spamming the flag of the country that other country says doesn't exist.
The watermelon flag.
Okay, yeah.
I actually don't love watermelons. They're kind of tasteless.
I love watermelons. Screw you. Watermelon's great.
No, screw you. The honey and sugar melons are so much better.
Honeydew's good. I like honeydew. I didn't used to like it that much as a kid. I thought it had a weird taste to it, but I like it now that I'm older. I used to love cantaloupe as a kid, but now that I'm older, I don't really like cantaloupe as much.
I like cantaloupe. I don't like watermelons.
You gotta get like the right watermelon. Sometimes you get a watermelon that's too ripe or not ripe enough. You need to cut it open just the right moment, where it's got the right taste and the right firmness.
Yeah, if it's not right, then it's kind of just bad. Can you tell that I know this game?
Mm-hmm.
No, I can't.
Yeah, me neither. I've played this for the first time today. I'm just a genius.
I'm a genius.
That's why Samus isn't jumping like this.
I am so sparked.
How are you feeling about everyone hyping up Ocarina of Time remake that was leaked half a year ago?
I don't know. Like, was that picture that Nilu posted in the server, that wasn't real, was it? Was that one of the leaked images?
No, that's real. Yeah,
so
that's real.
So that is probably going to be the UI.
Oh, that image.
I thought that was just a concept thing.
I thought that was just a meme. I thought that was just a meme image.
Oh, that one. I'm not sure. I thought you meant the thing of Link laying there. No, that's real because it looks awful.
I don't know. It just
reminds me of that Focus M trailer meme thing that was trending a while back.
Yeah, I was talking with you guys about this yesterday about how, like, I don't know, it just, like, a lot of these newer sort of reboots and remakes have a very Nintendo hire this man kind of vibe to them, and they're just something about them feels very processed. You know, like with Crazy Taxi, I don't think it's gonna really matter that much. Because
well, people are mad at Crazy Taxi for using generative AI, but I'm not sure for what they're using it. At least it's listed on the Steam thing that it's using AI. Because they have to, legally.
What do they mean by generative AI, though? Do they just mean like procedural generation
I'm not
levels
sure.
or something? Because that's been around since forever. It's now called AI because technically it's true, but it's like how my editing software calls Chroma Key like an AI tool now. It's just... You know.
No, I think it's like something in the art. is AI, but I'm not sure what.
They might
I
be.
could be wrong. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on this.
Well, if all of
They-
the concept, if like all of the characters, right, are made by the character designer, and they feed that into their own like custom made algorithm to generate characters, I don't see the problem with that. That seems like a fair use of AI as a tool. But you know, a lot of people get.
Yeah, oftentimes it's not even like. Can my start button work? Thank you.
Again, that's just procedural.
It's not even
generation.
something like that. It's like some kind of AI tool that can help just with coding or like making things more streamlined, but people just see AI and AI equal bad, which yes, for the most part AI equal bad. But also let's just be real and accept that some people are just gonna use it regardless.
And well, bigger companies are gonna like use it regardless.
Of course they're
'cause
gonna use it because it's gonna save them money.
It's good for like their bottom line. It's like good, like for getting investors on board, making all that boring stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was saying with like my editing software. It always had chroma key, but then when the AI boom started, suddenly my chroma key tool is in a separate tab called AI tools. Because I mean, I guess it's technically true. It is an AI tool, but I mean, it's not like chroma key. Like chroma key's been around since well before, but so why is it called AI now? Well, because you got to start calling these things AI to, you know, it's like it's wizardry. You know, it's marketing wizardry.
If you're fast enough, you can actually get out of here, but it's frame perfect. Done it before. And I wasted 2 missiles. Whatever.
Speaking of marketing wizardry, that freaking, just when you think the Amico, like there's nothing new to talk about with the Intellivision Amico, then something new comes out, like some new lie is exposed, some new like some you know, somebody spots Tommy somewhere, but that Kevtris of all people being like getting his hands on like a demo unit or a prototype unit and tearing it open is like, this just, I mentioned in a comment on somebody else's stream, like it's like a chef's kiss on this whole thing, because Kevtris was one of the people, he was like one of the only people on Atari Age calling out Tommy for not knowing anything about like hardware development, and Tommy like got really like rude and condescending with him, and then later like started like getting all paranoid that like Kevtris was stalking him or stalking his wife or something like that. And you know, for those who don't know, Kevtris is one of the analog developers. He's one of the guys who helps develop the hardware for analog, like Analog Pocket and Analog NT, like those like clone consoles and FPGA devices. So he knows what he's talking about. You know, so like him being the one to tear it open and kind of point out like the flaws is just really poetic.
But it's just like a blank PCB with like food like dripped on it.
It's weird because the PCB is too sparse, which means like the PCB can be smaller and account and still work just fine and have all those same chips. So but it takes up very little space in the case. So it's like the PCB is simultaneously too large and too small.
Tommy did it again, boys.
And I know that Kevtris was laughing at the ribbon cables. That was that was the one thing he was like harping on for a bit, was like the fact that he used ribbon cables in the top boards, like to connect. Like, he was like, you're using ribbon cables in 2020. And the production date on it, like the date on it is like the 42nd, like, or the week. The week that it was manufactured, that unit was manufactured, was and I believe that was a production unit, was October 12th, the week of October 12th, 2020. And the console was originally going to be coming out in 10/10/2020, because that's the date of Tommy's 10/10, I guess is the date of Tommy's sister's death, and he wanted to release the Amico originally on the date of her death to honor her memory, which I don't know, like, it's really weird.
Okay.
It's just really weird. But that just kind of shows that just amateur hour. That's the only way I could describe it. It's just the whole thing was just, you know, pure amateur hour, and just like I still see some people in comment sections and stuff saying like, oh, the only reason this failed is because everybody just hated on Tommy because they were mad at him because he gave bad reviews to their favorite video games. It's like, no, how can you look at this? like I'm not even a real hardware person. I'm looking at this and this is a joke.
It's like kind of cool.
I know. I do not know the first thing about like hardware, like the electronics at like a kind of like, you know, circuit board level, but that just looks cheap. It just looks so cheap.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of those like fake bootleg PlayStation 2s that play NES games, and you open them up and there's like just this like a small board and there's just nothing but empty space. That's what it reminds me of. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like the Polystation, like the Polystation or whatever.
I love my Polystation 5.
It gives off those kinds of vibes, and I think Kevtris was even saying that it feels like, it feels like a cheap Famiclone, like one of the cheaper Famiclones, where like it's just empty space inside the shell. And then I know some people like will say, well, the Playdate was successful, and the Playground like Nex or whatever was called was successful. So clearly the Amico wasn't a bad idea. Tommy had it's like, oh, I don't think very few people were saying that the console couldn't find a niche. The difference with the Playdate and the Nex is those are products that actually exist, and their CEOs were not going on to podcasts, like 7 different podcasts in a single day to fight back against the haters. They just made the device and they put it in the right quantities and they put it out.
And they thought it through as well. Like that's the other thing. Like the reason why they were able to make a good product that a niche audience would want is because it was thought through.
Yeah,
in the game.
And I mean, these were people who actually knew what they were doing, who had training, and they understood like the hardware and all of the like, and they actually put in the work. They didn't think positive thinking was a strategy because they're, because, and this is another thing, like Tommy Tallarico is like, he's definitely a byproduct of the 80s. Because he's like all about the cult of positive thinking, which, to some extent, my own president is also part of that cult. And you have to have it explained to them that positive thinking is not a strategy. Positive, it's like, Tommy just gets rid of, everybody's a VP of something. There's nobody who's a, Hey, Stray. Like nobody's, like, if you notice, whenever he mentions somebody coming on, everybody's like a vice president. Who's the president of marketing? If this person is the vice president of marketing, and I think it's because in most cases Tommy considers himself the president of everything, and nobody really challenges him because they don't want to get sacked, because this is a good grift. Or when they get tired of it, they get tired of them, they just leave, and they avoid saying anything because they don't want to stir the pot or cause trouble or cause drama or whatever. And it's very, very similar to how the political situation in my country is, if I'm being honest. But not to go too much into that, but it's just there's just like Tommy just surrounds himself with a bunch of yes men who are, he doesn't really think things through. He starts like making these wild promises, and that feels just more like market manipulation. And he doesn't know anything about, like, he doesn't know the first thing about hardware development or hardware manufacturing, and he just thinks that, oh, the reason this is gonna fail is people are, if we don't fight back against the haters, like those negative vibes are gonna cause like the console to fail or something before it's even out the gate. It's like, no. No, if you actually have the resources and the expertise, you could just put out a product. That's the best way to make the haters shut up. But I think,
but that requires thinking.
well, it's definitely like a case where the dude was probably very spoiled growing up, and the reason he thinks positive thinking is enough is because he's used to having things handed to him. He's used to other people doing the work. Which, based on the H-Bomber Guy video, makes a lot of sense. Of course, he thinks that all you have to do is think positively about yourself. Because that's all he's ever had to... Until the Amico saga, that's all he ever had to do, because that's how he got by. Was just taking credit for other people's work and, and letting other people do all the heavy lifting, if there was any heavy lifting at all. But that whole teardown of the Amico just shows that these people didn't know what they were doing, and they were just like flying by on the seat of their pants, by the skin of their teeth, just desperately, trying to, make deadlines they couldn't meet.
All for one guy.
And I don't see how any of the Amico, the people who like supported the Amico, can look at that and just be like, yeah, these people knew what they were doing. These people could have definitely gotten the product out if it weren't for those dang dirty haters, those dang dirty trolls.
Always the trolls, always the haters. Never reflect, always blame somebody else.
Are the haters in the room with him right now?
Well, I mean, I remember there was like a stream. It's probably gone now, but there was a stream where like Slopes from Slopes Game Room even said that, one time he was talking to Tommy privately, and Tommy just like literally was grabbing his head, like screaming, "How do I stop these haters?" Like it genuinely like bothered him.
Maybe stop being a compulsive liar and take credit for your actions.
Yeah,
properly.
Yeah, but like, and another thing too is Tommy like really like courted a lot of the anti-cancel culture crowd on YouTube. So a lot of those people, you'll never get them to admit that Tommy is a liar and a manipulator, and that the company was filled with incompetence, because in their minds it's like a woke versus anti-woke thing, and Tommy definitely like cultivated that.
Yeah.
And when you watch some of them like try to do damage control, some of the bigger people like who really honestly, it's not even that big of a deal. Like people, like if I supported the Amico, like all I would do is just be like, hey, look, Tommy lied to me. Pardon me. Tommy lied to me. I supported this product in good faith. And now I realize that, the people in charge didn't know what they were doing. My apologies to anybody who supported this thing. Like, I don't know. Maybe they think like they're going to be subject to class action lawsuits or something. but nobody really cares. And the more you try to, like, I don't know, deny that you had, you know, deny it and act like, you know, oh, I wasn't shilling, even though I had Tommy on my podcast and didn't challenge anything he said and told people to go pre-order the Amico. I was not shilling. The more you do that, the more you do that, the more you just drag it out. But apparently, like the one of the John Alvarado, like not the current CEO, but like one of the main guys at the company, which is now Amico Entertainment. It's not Intellivision because they don't own that anymore. Atari does, and Atari bought the Intellivision brand, and within a year put out the Intellivision Sprint, and it was very successful because they know what they're doing. But
it's an actual company.
Yeah, John Alvarado was like, he responded to Kevtriss's thread being all like, oh, well, you know, yeah, okay, that unit may take 2 whole minutes to boot, but in the final unit, I can confirm it's like 56 seconds, and, you know, and I think
that's not good.
Just this weird,
56 seconds boot time, that's not good. That's a minute, almost.
For like, it's not an Xbox. It's not an Xbox One. Like, you know, it doesn't.
And like, what are you loading for a minute, dude? Man, I sure want to play games with my kids and my family. Let me just boot up my Atari. Well, what was it called? The Amico? I forgot. The Amico. Let me boot up my Amico with my kids that have an attention span of 15 seconds and are definitely patient enough to wait a minute for the console to just boot up. Like, sure.
I remember some of the licenses that Tommy would get, where it's like the Harlem. He's like, we got the license for the Harlem Globetrotters, everybody, and it's like, kids don't care about the Harlem Globetrotters, bro. Like, just freaking grandpa over here doesn't know what the kids are into and doesn't understand. Like, most kids are just like, and I'm sorry, but unless you're like catering to weird like Mormon families who are afraid of everything like outside the compound, like most kids are gonna be like, doesn't have Fortnite, not playing.
I need my 1490 or my Baba G.
I need my 6-7.
Don't. I need my Tung Tung. Triple T.
You know, the kids like the Splatoon and the Fortnite and the Italian brain rot.
Kids do not like Splatoon, bro.
Some of them do.
Nobody likes Splatoon. Not even Splatoon players like Splatoon. God, I hate Splatoon.
But yeah, when I saw the teardown, when that came across my feed, I was just like, well, first it came to my attention because I saw Pat the NES Punk did a podcast on it, and I was like, okay, well, now I'm not gonna watch Pat. So did anybody else I actually respect, cover this? Okay, cool. No Swear Gamer did based, you know, so I don't have to watch Pat. That's kind of how I am when like I see something like that from like Pat the NES Punk that comes across like my recommended. I'm like, okay, is there somebody else I can watch that covers the same topic?
My YouTube struggling, or
the Discord seems to be. Yeah, there you go. You're back.
It's just Discord then. As always. I almost said something I shouldn't have, so I'm glad I didn't.
But I mean, I was just when I saw that, when I was like you know, watching No Swear Gamers video and like reading, you know, pausing to read like what Kevtris posted, I was just like, just what a shit show. Like seriously, like like I always knew it was, but this just makes it, this is just sad. Like this just makes me sad. And I mean, Nath, you opened up your RG35 to show like what the PCB looks like in that, and that's a bootleg, you know, Chinese device. It's not nearly as incompetent. It's not incompetent at all. It's perfectly. It takes up the whole shell. Everything is nice and packed together.
Yeah, I mean, well, it doesn't look like fancy or expensive because it isn't. It cost me like £35.
But I mean, so it's like it's not even like, I mean, people talking about like, oh, it's like a Chinese bootleg device. It's like, hey, don't insult Chinese bootleg devices like that, okay? Like, that's how I feel. You can make good. You can, you know, there's good products out there from Chinese manufacturers. Like, don't insult them by like acting as if the Amico is following. It's not even following. It's just a mess.
Yeah, nothing new.
You can get cheap.
Nothing new at all.
You can get cheap like $30 emulation devices from China that are, you know, sturdy, you know, have good hardware, decent operating systems, and where they don't have decent operating systems, you can easily like swap, you know, fix that yourself. You know, this is trash. This is just garbage.
Are we surprised?
I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not surprised either that the con man strikes again.
I was surprised because I was watching Mike's Gaming Gala cover it as well, and you know, he's being very polite to the people in the chat, and he was like, you know, all opinions are welcome, and that's good for him. But there was a couple shills in the chat who really like, bro, you're making yourself, you're making yourself look pathetic. You know that you know, by trying to like, you know, still act as if like, oh, the only reason this failed is because of cancel culture or some garbage. Like, come on.
But it did. You don't understand.
I do agree with the theory that maybe the goal was eventually to build it up so well that they could sell the company to somebody who would then basically be forced to fork over the money to finish the project. You know, I think that was part of, at a certain point, that was the goal, was just like, we can't make this. We just have to hope that we can make a good enough pitch that somebody will buy the company who is rich enough to fund the project to completion.
I'm surprised he didn't try any, like... How long has the Amico been around now?
I mean, it's not around at all. It's never been around.
Well, yeah, I mean, how long has it been in planning?
This whole thing has lasted like 8 years, and the people in charge of Amico Entertainment, no longer in television Amico Entertainment, are still insisting that they're going to eventually get the controllers out, at least, to work with the Amico Home app, which is no longer on Google Play Store, was taken down, so you can only get it on Amazon and Apple.
Great.
Surprised you can still get it on like the Apple App Store.
Yeah, but all of those games are also on Steam and Switch now. Funnily enough, and you know, they're still acting as though like, okay, like the money from the Steam sales of Shark are gonna somehow fund like controller manufacturing, and it's just
Yes.
I don't know. I think they're just trying to keep it going until you know, the coast is clear to just drop everything because they're not going to get sued for anything. You know, be like, well, hey, we put out a product here. You know, we put out a product. It's not our fault. It didn't go anywhere. Don't sue us, please. But then I'm not entirely confident that all the investors were legitimate.
Probably not.
Ew, he's covered in bugs. I love this environmental storytelling. Time to fight the fat.
We're going to encounter the average American. I don't know how to do the quick kill, unfortunately.
Maybe
That is an American.
He's a lizard person, fat lizard person.
Yeah, sure.
I will say, as an American, I do find the phrases, the terms "Amerifat" and "Americlap" very funny.
I'm very fat. I mean, as a European, I also say Europork because it's funny.
Yeah, I just remember like there were a couple times way back when I was on when I was on like certain forums I shouldn't have been on, where I would laugh at like, you know, those jokes of like Americlaps and Clapistanis and Amerifats and burgers and stuff, and like somebody from America, with an American flag would be like, you shouldn't be reinforcing those negative words about us that the Euros use, and I'm like, it's funny, dude, like, you know,
it's funny, yeah, just own it.
I bet some of those people were like also like, you know, the same people who complained about people being too sensitive, like sensitive snowflakes or whatever the heck, you know, it's like...
Yeah.
It's always the case, right? Like that, again, going back to like Tommy, he was like, he would tell people, go back to your safe space while the Facebook group for the Amico was closed to anybody who they didn't vet.
Power bomb.
You run into a lot of people like that. Who's like, I mean, we've known people like that as well. Stop being so sensitive. It's sensitive about everything.
Be in America, get shot, get scammed.
But I do like the word Clapistani. I love that.
Clapistani.
Yeah, I just remember.
Boy.
I just remember seeing threads of like Europeans complaining about Americans clapping and like these damn Clapistanis.
Doesn't even make sense.
No, is it because like of the because Americans like tend to clap a lot, I assume.
Yeah, that's like I remember seeing Europeans like asking like, do Americans really clap at the end of movies when they go to the movie theater? And it's like, yeah, that's what's the. I didn't realize it was a big deal. I didn't.
It's cringe.
Do Americans like clap every time the airplane lands?
Yeah, it's just like Americans actually clap at the end of movies when they go to the movie theater. Nobody can hear you. Why are you clapping?
That's a good point, though. Actually,
I mean,
like,
it's a good
Nobody
point, but
hears
it's
you.
not that big of a deal. Like it's
not that big of a deal. It's just weird if you think about it. Like, why are you doing this? Like if I play and finish a good video game, I'm not gonna start clapping because it was that awesome. I think it's the next one.
You know what? Once you finish your segment, I'm gonna start clapping.
I will feel very honored.
Should add like a clap to the soundboard. Right? I think there is already like a default clap sound effect on the Discord
there
soundboard.
You need to be careful about the audio level, so just to warn you, like in case like you press on the soundboard and then it just blows out the volume in the stream.
Might as well. I haven't played vanilla in so long.
But one thing I've learned on the internet is that I don't know, like people get really mad about like
everything.
About like little things that really don't matter when it comes to like how like I hate it when Americans do this or why do Europeans do this? It's like, does it really matter? Like it doesn't matter at all. Like this is like such a what like yeah, okay, maybe it's a bit cringe that Americans clap at the end of movies in movie theaters, but who cares? Like, like who cares? It's not hurting you. It's not like
it's hurting me.
Stop it!
Bothers me. Simple as that.
Well, I'd love to see someone just get like unreasonably, irrationally angry. Just that benign thing like that.
I don't know. Just go on like one of the image boards or something.
You know, like someone in like real life, like they see someone do something and then like just like normal to them, and then they like their face just goes red and they start like breathing all heavy.
Yeah, I mean, most of the people who complain about these things, if they encounter them in the wild, they don't say anything. They're too socially awkward to like confront somebody.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know, they just kind of like look down and continue like swiping the groceries at the self checkout or something. Like that one meme where it's like the dude is walking and the one guy comes up, that one template, the person representing some group or whatever comes up and like says something insulting, and then it's like, ah, just kidding, hope you have a nice day, and then it's like later, like on the internet, he's like, typing a huge rant about about it.
People tend to love inventing fictional scenarios to get upset over.
Oh yeah, like the that one Twitter joke where it's like most of Twitter is people making up a person that doesn't exist, you know, that doesn't exist, that it would offend them if they do exist, and getting mad at them.
Yeah, that's Twitter. Nothing's changed.
Yeah, I don't use I haven't used X or Twitter in a while. I mean, I suppose now that we're posting more things, I could, you know, start. I'd have to
don't do it.
My passwords.
No, don't do it.
Just don't. It's not worth it.
Honestly, I'm thinking about starting a Tumblr for the PsychWard, just because I've heard Tumblr's gotten a lot better since the
wipe
the Gooner
wipe of 2017.
Yeah, the Gooner migration.
Yeah, now you just have to. How do I say this appropriately?
I mean, you still have like
other types of weirdos.
Yeah, you still have like the quote unquote social justice people here and there.
Not even that really. Well, you do, but there's just so many weird people there. Like, why are you like this? Why did I fall off?
But I remember when I used to have like my own like personal Tumblr. I liked customizing like the code and stuff. It was like having a website. You know, once you like actually learned how to open up the thing and like put in the HTML and add like a background and like a embedded music player and all that stuff. It was really cool.
Remember Tumblr, kids? I remember.
I remember Tumblr because it's still a thing.
Remember Google Plus?
I remember Google
I
Plus. I
remember Google
remember being
Plus.
groomed on Google Plus. Almost. Well, not really, but there was a lot of
PDF files on
yeah. That wasn't gonna. I'm not sure if you can say the full thing on YouTube. or if
No,
you
no,
can cut
I'm not.
this out.
I'm not sure either. That just like.
So
I don't
I'm
know.
just not gonna
I'm-
say it.
We're still kind of getting our bearings here on YouTube, so.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird people, and they're very open about it. Oh, well, there were. Nowadays, they're not there anymore, obviously, because Google Plus doesn't exist anymore.
Mr. File Peter. Second name File, first name Peter.
Peter. Peter File. Hey, Loris.
I do remember one time when I was like fresh out of high school, like that I would still go to the high school to visit my friends who were still in their senior year, and I was walking back in the park from the park, and had passed the public park that was near there, and I just remember like this dude in like an SUV like calling me over and like saying he wanted to buy me lunch or whatever, and I picked up very quickly like this guy's a creep. I was like, no, thank you, that's fine. Like,
Thanks, man. I prefer to not get kidnapped today. I would like to keep my organs.
I would know. I don't think he. Well, he wanted my organs, but not in that way.
Yeah, I know. I'm just twisting it in the other way because people can talk about murder mysteries all they want on YouTube, but not
that
other kinds of crimes.
It's okay. We're not. It's not like we're monetized. No, like bad for the.
Not really.
PsychWard's
Not
bad
yet.
for the advertisers. Got to get rid of them.
Big corpos don't like us talking about them. Peter.
Oh no,
Peter
Raid
Griffin.
Shadow.
I lost my sponsorship.
It's not gonna sponsor us anymore. NordVPN, they're not gonna sponsor us.
Not my Israeli-based mobile game.
Speaking of PDFs, do you remember when Tommy Tellerico was going off about the cheese pizza that he alleged was on the Nintendo Switch?
Oh my goodness gracious.
Because of those anime games.
Nowadays, that holds more true than it did back then. Because the rampant AI slopped garbage on the eShop. God, the eShop is horrible. From what I know, it doesn't even have like any proper quality control.
Sorry, I had to let the cat in so he wouldn't bother me at the door. What were we talking about? Cheese pizza and Switch cheese pizza game?
Yeah, I said nowadays that holds more true than it did back then.
I mean, there's weird stuff on there, but it's like there's no like. It's like. It's one of those things where Tommy
It's pretty
was. It's one
unmoderated.
of those things where Tommy was not entirely wrong that there's some weird stuff on the Switch, but he's like overdoing it. He's making it, when you say those words, when you say there are these kinds of games on the Switch, a certain, it's like, and you don't know better, like, people aren't thinking. People who don't know better, or who are too stupid to check for themselves, they
They're
don't.
just gonna believe them.
They're just gonna believe him, even though one, Nintendo does not allow adult-only games like on the Switch unless it's like some kind of special like retail kind of thing, like unlicensed kind of stuff that you get in some specialty store. It's not stuff that's on the Switch on the eShop.
I don't think they even allow that.
Yeah, it's everything is at most M for mature. But it's like there's that, but also most people are not thinking of something like Nekopara, which obviously it does the PC version does have very gratuitous scenes in it, but the Switch version is censored to make it, you know, acceptable to sell in regular retail stores, which is a common thing with those visual novel, you know, those adult only visual novels. They take the naughty stuff out and they sell it, you know, they sell it on console with at a lower, you know, at a all ages or T for teen rating, you know. And so like Tommy is just gonna, but Tommy was going off and acting as though, like, you know, acting as though like you could, like, just exaggerating it to the point of absurdity that it's baffling that anyone actually took him seriously on that, who, you know. And you had people like arguing in his defense with that, and it's like, no, he's full of it.
Nintendo, for God's sake.
He doesn't know what he's talking about, and he's exaggerating this stuff. You know, the way he exaggerates everything about everything, about himself, about the world, about. And the only reason he really started doing that was just because, you know, people were saying, well, why do we need the Amico since the Switch has plenty of family-friendly content? And so then he tried to drum up this sort of like hysteria about that, in the same way that, probably, like, ironically, in the same way that like social justice warriors, you know, the quote-unquote social justice warriors he ranted about would do with other things. But it's just that, I don't know, it's just that there's stuff on the Switch that I'll never buy because I find it gross. Yeah. But but it's, you know, there's plenty of family-friendly stuff on the Switch, and you never have to, like, you know, if you know what you're doing, if you're an actual parent, you know, your kids are never going to, like, accidentally buy some weird anime jiggle physics game.
Jigglypuff.
I don't know. I don't know of anybody who gave their kid the credit card information and the kid bought that Senran Kagura game where you, like, use the motion controls to, like, give her a leg massage. Yeah.
I think that game never came out, actually.
It came out as like a demo or something. Like, it came out in some
form.
But
the full release never came out, I think. Because I remember a certain someone was very hyped about that. It was Yuma, obviously. Shout out to Yuma.
Yeah, but there's weird pervy stuff on the Switch. You know, there always has been, and you know, there's even more now. But it's not. I don't think for most people that affects their perception of the Switch as the family-friendly console of choice. Those are very niche games that, you know, you have to, like, actually go out of your way to try to find, either on the eShop or, you know, physically.
Yeah.
Cat, stop that.
Meow, meow, meow.
Just trying to open the cabinet.
Stinky cat, you're not supposed to do that.
Cat, stop.
Raining pretty heavily.
Duh. Wish I had more to say about Super Metroid, but that's not much I can say. It's a good game. What else is there? Else is there to say about it? It's a good game.
I mean, I don't even know much about the game, but
I
like the atmosphere.
It's only the best game ever made.
Yeah. Like I said, enjoy it. Enjoy it while you can before they remake it.
If they do that, I'm killing myself, unironically. It's over. At that point, it's
Unreal
over.
Engine, Metroid remake.
No, they would make it look like Metroid Dread or, Samus Returns. I imagine that.
Most definitely one of those two.
This
of
could be
garbage.
Metroid in 2015.
I love Unreal Engine slop. Who doesn't? Am I right? Or am I right?
Doesn't even run well.
Remind me why you don't like Dread that much?
Because it's bad.
Well, what's wrong with it?
What's wrong with it? Yes. Stick movement, forced stick movement in a 2D game with precision platforming. It's awful, and the story, why did they do that? I don't want to spoil it, but like everything they did, it's just weird. It's just weird. Yes, this weird guy now, this weird Chozo is actually Samus' dad. Who would have thought? Haha. What are you talking about, dude? Can I not? It's just the robot sections that just take everything out of like all the movement out of the game. It's just like you're forced to do that in my sections, and it's just I love doing that. I love dying to the same robot 20 billion times because I didn't do the movement correct this time.
I remember when
just
somebody
not
made
fun.
that remember when somebody made that like post of like Nintendo trying to sell a $20 indie game for $60 and everybody just kind of like freaked out about that, like
I mean, it's not wrong.
being mad, getting mad at that person or people who felt that way, like because it's like, oh, it's, Metroid, what are you talking about? And I didn't like, I never said that it shouldn't be $60. All I said during that time was, hey, the 2D Metroidvania thing is kind of like an indie game genre now, and there's a lot of really high quality Metroidvania style games that have come out in between, since the last 2D Metroid was created, since
Yeah.
that it's a little weird that, like, I don't think it's wrong to suggest that maybe the game could be cheaper.
I don't think it should have been $60.
And I remember getting responses like somebody was like, well, I just pre-ordered like 5 copies or 3 copies or whatever. Like, what are you gonna do about it? It's like, I don't care. That's not the point. And I remember I pointed out Blasphemous as as an example of like, hey, this game is now only $20. Like, for the same price, $60, you get like 3 pretty good, high quality Metroidvania games. Hold on, cat, stop that.
Meow meow meow.
Get out of here. And like, I wasn't saying that. All I was kind of pointing out was that there's more competition now. It's not as though your only choices are Castlevania and Metroid, and that's all you get, right? You have all these options, and the game is like $60, but then it's competing with a lot of a genre, with a lot of other games in a genre that is like a darling of the indie developer scene. So for $60 you could get like Momodora 4, you could get Blasphemous, you could get Sundered Eldritch Edition. That's quite a lot, and those games will take up a good chunk of your time if you actually get into them. And they're very high quality animation in both Sundered and Blasphemous and stuff. And somebody was like, well, these like these games aren't of the quality of Metroid. I was like,
What
Metroid
quality
Dread, and I
are
was
you talking about?
and I was
Metroid has been bad for years.
and I was just kind of like, I was scratching my head at that because I was like, have you seen Blasphemous? That's literally, this game is like praised for its aesthetics. Like, you know, this game, like, you know, where is this, like, it's just, I don't know, it just felt to me like people, like, nobody wants to say anything bad, you know, nobody, you know, new Metroid game out, you know, new Metroid game is coming out, you know, we don't get that very often, so just buy 5 copies so Nintendo, you know, doesn't shelve Metroid again, even if it's like, you know, doo-doo butter. And I'm not really like that. You know, the game has to show me it's good. Especially if it's asking for $60.
I remember I got it, and I beat it on the same day I got it. And I was very mad. Oh, come on, dude.
You know, it just, I like Metroid, and I was glad that, you know, a new Metroid, 2D Metroid was announced and was coming out, but yeah, I don't think it's wrong for a consumer to say, hey, is there any way, like, I don't think it's wrong for the customer to say to the seller, hey, is there any way this could be cheaper? I want this product, I want to buy this product, but, you know, can we maybe haggle the price a little bit? I don't think it, like, it's weird to me that people will just be like, that person is so entitled for thinking, like, they should they should have the game for $40 instead of $60. Real Metroid fans would pay $100.
No, I wouldn't.
And it's like, that's not really being a fan. That's just kind of, and I hate, pardon me if this is too meme, you know, too like memey of a word to use, but I can't think of another one to use. Like, there's a difference in being a fan and just being a cuck for a major corporation.
Like you're just being a consumer at that point.
Yeah, a consumer, double O
Yep.
M.
Consume. Have to consume the game.
But I mean, I had like people like, and I had nobody following me on Twitter, but just saying that, hey, for $60 you can get Metroid Dread, or you can get these 3, you know, really high quality Metroidvania games. I don't think it's unfair to ask the price to be lowered on something like Metroid Dread, unless like there's something about it that really demands that it be that price, other than just, well, Nintendo game. And
That's
people were
basically
just, I don't know, random people. I had like a developer for like the Total War series like responding to me, which was which was weird. And it's like, I just like, I don't know, like I have some respect for yourself as a customer. Like, you know what I mean? Like, video game fans are like weird, and then they're surprised that the companies take advantage of them with all sorts of like shady like practices. It's like, because they know you're just gonna take it, you're just gonna buy it. Why did they, like, it's like back with the whole Star Wars Battlefront thing. Like, everybody got really mad at Battlefront 2 having the microtransactions, but guess what, pretty much every one of those people who made videos complaining about it bought the game and reviewed it and was like, oh, it's all right.
Yeah.
You know, so why do they need to really, like, why do the companies need to bother? You're not going to put the fire under their feet, because, I don't know, I feel like gamers can sometimes have this attitude that, like, this strange, almost parasocial relationship with their preferred video game company that's just really odd and toxic, I guess you could say.
I feel like these parasocial relationships with companies, YouTubers, etc. are like a new thing to begin with for so many people. It's like it's gotten worse and worse. It's like, yeah, this streamer is not your boyfriend, despite what you may think.
Oh yeah, kind of. I think it just kind of all stems from like the console wars and all that.
It's
Like, oh
people
my,
it's people maybe internalizing or like inculcating whatever the proper word is, like too much of the marketing, too much
Oh,
marketing, you
whatever.
know.
yeah, too much of the marketing and it's like the oh my Xbox 360 is bigger than better than your stinky Wii, your pathetic little Wii.
And it's funny because 360 and Wii was like the perfect combo back then.
I had all three.
But yeah, I just found it very strange at that time that people would be upset that somebody is suggesting that maybe they could that Nintendo could lower the price of the game, acting as if that's like an insult. You know, like how dare you insult, you know, we how often do we get a Metroid game and you're sitting here complaining about the price? It's like, yeah, because I don't have unlimited money. I don't have a game wall where I just buy like a bunch of the like bro, like maybe other people can just afford to like okay, like even with the like going back to what we were talking about with the Amico, there were some people who pre-ordered like four different Amicos because they wanted every color. They wanted to collect every color of the Amico.
Oh boy. How much was the Amico going for?
I think it was like going for like 200 at one point. It was originally going to be like 150 or or like 100 or something, and the price just kept shooting up to eventually went to like 250, something like that.
Hmm. How does it feel to be scammed?
But you know that was something that you know that's one example too where it's like some of these people forget that the average person, you know, has like bills to pay. They have limited funds.
No.
You know, they can't afford to just buy like two of every like two collector's editions of every single like new video game
Limited space is like oh
and
like
limited space
sometimes
too.
you just can't like collect loads of physical games.
I mean, there's plenty of things that I could afford that I don't buy because it's like I don't have the space for this, or like I don't know where I'm going to put this, or I don't know what I'm going to do with the other thing that's taking up that space. I might as well just use what you know, get the most out of what I already have.
Hmm.
That's why, like, I was thinking about buying an Anbernic RG40XXH because, you know, when I bought that for my brother, I was really impressed with it. And I was like, I kind of wish I had this. I kind of wish I could keep this for myself. You know, and I've thought about getting one for myself since they're fairly cheap, but I already have the Anbernic RG28, and I'm kind of like, I'll just stick with this and I don't know, buy some peripherals and stuff for it to get the most out of it rather than, you know, buying a whole nother thing, at least for the time being. I just remember being very baffled by that response. Like you don't, you know, maybe the game was worth $60 for some people. Maybe people paid $60 for Metroid Dread and felt like they got all their money's worth, and you know, good for you. But
Eventually I did, because I replayed it, and I played through all modes and everything. But that was not... When I first finished it, I just felt ripped off. And immensely disappointed, because I waited 19 years for a new 2D Metroid.
And shouldn't the customers have more solidarity with each other, like that, like suggesting that, like that they all agree, like, hey, we want games to be cheaper without a drop in quality. Shouldn't everybody kind of agree on that? Like, why is it like
right now? There's this big discourse going on because, like, for the new God of War game, they hired Jack Quaid, I think, to play the cube, because there's like this gelatinous cube, and it's just a cube. It's really just a cube. Why do we need a celebrity acting as the cube? Anyone could rig. Like anyone could be the rig for that cube. It's just stupid. It's like games are just getting more and more expensive because we're being stupid. Look, it's celebrity. Whoever cares. Like, why do we need this?
Yeah, I don't know. The whole, like, you know, if you paid $60 for Metroid Dread and got your money's worth, good, but don't, like, if somebody says...
Don't act like you're better than someone else.
Yeah, if somebody just says, hey, this game looks kind of cool, but I've played indie games like this before, like, for $20, I'm not paying for that. Don't sit there and be like, well, I guess you're not a true Metroid fan, and if Metroid gets shelved again, it's your fault because you didn't buy
No,
it.
Metroid just gets shelved because it's not popular. It's as simple as that. Oh boy, I missed the item.
Oh, ROM hacks are still free at least.
How dare you suggest a ROM hack?
I know. Wait, you need to legally acquire the ROM.
Legally acquired digital backups, yes.
Yes, you need to do that.
Okay, that was a lot easier. Because I know what I'm doing.
You know, and people being like, oh, I guess, what, you want Metroid, do you want Metroid to fail? You know, what kind of fan are you? I'm like, I don't want to spend, like, I don't like spending more money than I have to. It's just as simple as that, dude. Like,
Yeah.
It ain't that deep, bro. Like, I just don't, you know, if I could spend $20 to get a game, to get the same game instead of $60, like, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to, like, you know, think like that. If you don't think like that, then the whole market gets thrown out of whack because people are buying, like, crappy products out of brand loyalty or whatever the heck, and rather than supporting the best products, or, you know, supporting the best product, or just, you know, like, not, you know, avoiding wasteful spending. I don't know, just I don't know how exactly to word it. It's the whole system it goes out of balance. The whole system goes out of balance when, like, people, like, when people start to feel like they're obligated to, like, to buy, like, the product out of, like, in, like, just out of, like, a weird loyalty to the company. I don't know. I think that's a very backwards way of approaching, like, you know, the whole customer seller relationship. And it seems to be something that I see a lot in, like, gaming culture.
Pokemon, no.
A lot of other, like, markets, like the you know, the companies feel the pressure to try to make things as cheap as as inexpensive as they possibly can, because they know that the customers are going to get angry if they don't. If they don't, even the most understanding customer. But in gaming culture, there's kind of this, it's kind of backwards sometimes.
Oh, skeleton. Oh, he's dead.
Sorry, homie.
And you definitely see it on with Nintendo fans the most. Most of the time.
Yes, because they're stupid chuds.
Yeah, I mean, there's like
It's either children or
just
chuds.
just wait. When Nintendo knows, like they've kind of got like a cult around them. Well, it's not the right word, but
No, it is
no,
the right word.
they can just like put on like this like Nintendo tax that well nobody can see seem to argue with, if I can get my words out correctly.
No.
And if someone does, then like the Nintendo gooners, like they just like go like, oh how dare you like think of complaining about the price? This is Nintendo. How dare you? We're going to kill you now.
Love buying
Well, I mean, I had a friend.
a Wii U game
I
for
had a
double
friend.
the price it was on the Wii U.
I had a friend who like lost a good chunk of her friend circle because she straight up said, "I'm not buying Sword and Shield. It looks like trash." And people got mad, and they were like, "Oh, you totally disappointed me. We can't be friends anymore."
Sword and Shield was trash.
Yeah, Sword and Field. What is with me today? Well, I cannot speak English. Sword and Shield. Yes, it was rubbish. It was.
I
Like,
mean,
I
it's
thought
Pokemon.
everyone
Pokemon's
agreed.
dog water.
I thought everyone agreed that game was just crap.
Everyone probably agrees now, but at the time, like, it was very. I remember it being very divisive, and I just remember one of my acquaintances. She was active in like Pokemon fan circles, I guess, and like when she came out being like, "This looks like trash. I'm not paying this amount of money for this. This looks that especially if they're going to take away like the decks or whatever the heck, right?" And people were just like, I can't be friends with you anymore. I'm so disappointed. Like, you've let me down. Like, that kind of stuff. That's weird to me, and that's what I mean by like the backwards thinking. Like in other industries, people don't act like that, but in the gaming industry, there's a very backwards, unhealthy kind of relationship between the customer and the company that you don't normally see in other industries. That I think is antithetical to how like markets are supposed to work.
And here's the thing as well, like Pokemon Sword and Shield, like I'm on CX right now, it still costs £40. Like that's insane. It's barely gone down in price at all.
You're forgetting the DLC packs, which are $30 each.
Yeah, well, never mind that, but like if you go in the second-hand market, like you'd expect it to be like £10. And it's
No,
more than
you won't
double
get
that.
it for that.
But it should be. Like,
It
I
should
don't.
not even be £10.
Nintendo making
yeah,
the point is
agree,
Nintendo making Pokemon and making Metroid is not a public service that you need to be grateful for. That's I think the best way to like sum it up.
Yeah.
It's not like they're not public servants, and to whom you have to be like understanding towards. In that same way, like the same way that you're like understanding towards the person working at the unemployment office, or the person who like the person who works for like the park and recreation services or something. They're a major software and toy company who has established a certain pedigree, and if you want to make sure if you do care about the IPs, if you do care about the intellectual properties, if you do care about the games and stuff like that, you have to hold them to standards. Otherwise, the quality is going to dip because they're not going to see any reason to try anymore. If they know that you're just going to buy whatever slop they
But
put out
yeah,
for whatever price, they say
I mean,
it costs.
sure, but that was a pretty like it's one of the most like disliked generations, and it still costs like as much as a new release if you like try to buy it off the CX.
You know what I
It's
think?
it's insane.
I probably
What do you
can't say
think?
this on stream, so I'm not going
Fair
to
enough.
say.
Fair enough. But I mean, like even with Sword and Shield, right? Like that's also another reason to be concerned about the price of Nintendo games because they don't go down in price. Like it's different with like a lot of
Right.
Xbox and PlayStation stuff because you know within like a year and a half you're gonna get the special edition like Game of the Year bundle for like $40 where the original version costs like 60 or 70.
Yep.
That doesn't happen with
And the
Nintendo.
DLC is included. Because Nintendo is an evil company.
Gran Turismo 7 is cheaper right now than Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Like Phi, you were talking about like you were asking me if I wanted a PS4 because I guess you were thinking about sending me your PS4. If you sent me that, I could take like $70, go down to whatever GameStop is still alive, and and buy like 10 games probably, for it. If you sent me a new Switch, like a new Switch 1, like it's an almost 10-year-old console, and I had like $70, that's only gonna get me one game. One game from 3 years ago.
You mean one game from 10 years ago? Actually, more if you buy Mario Kart Switch Deluxe Edition, which doesn't even have all the DLC, mind you.
I mean, I would want to say that maybe a reason for that could be that Nintendo does lesser print runs, but I don't think that's true.
No, it's overabundant.
No, that is
like I
not
went to the
true at
store
all.
today, like Tomodachi Life, the new one, right? Big deal when it came out on release. It had limited copies. Now I was at the store again today. There was like 70 copies, all there. It's just they do artificial scarcity for the first or 2-3 weeks of release. After that, it's overabundant. It's just Nintendo being Nintendo.
Yeah.
It's evil Shiggy being evil.
Speaking of Shigeru Miyamoto, he's like what, almost 100 now. Like he's not gonna live very long.
Good.
He's not. He doesn't, I'm not gonna say good.
Good.
I like Shigeru Miyamoto. He's funny.
I don't.
Maybe he's evil, but he's a funny villain.
He's very evil.
You know?
Maybe I liked him once, but that man has shown his true colors time and time again.
I will
He's
say
evil.
that I will say that like people put Shigeru Miyamoto on more of a pedestal than he puts himself on. Like we've seen it before, where like old episode, like an old like gaming media where they big up like he does like a thing, like an acceptance speech at some award show where they give him credit for almost everything, and he has to go up on stage and basically be like, I'm not the only one who worked on this game. They also, those other people deserve the credit as well. Like, and he's not like Tommy Tallarico going around like, being like doing a video games live event for 2,000 people, and then after 5 years that video games live event like it suddenly had like 300,000 people, or the whole population of like Ireland or something like attending. He's not like that. But, and obviously he's not really in charge of the business end of things anymore. So how much of the company culture now is a reflection of his personal, like where he stands on things is, kind of anybody's guess. But I don't know. I'll be sad when Shigeru Miyamoto passes away if he,
I mean, yeah, he's the guy that made Mario. It'll be sad, but
he made the Bing Bing Wahoo.
I've become very disillusioned with him over the years. Evil man does evil things.
I just
It's just how it
imagine
is.
like Doctor Evil.
I still have that picture that I made of him as like Darth Sidious, where he's in the hood. He has the Sith hood, the Sith robes.
You can edit that in.
I think these cats have finally stopped chimping out and are gonna sleep like cats should.
Como arigato, Mr. Roboto. Miyamoto. You should pull up the Miyamoto Coke villains mark lol.
I think Ross is referring to my evil, my Darth Miyamoto image that I made.
I went the wrong way.
Speaking of Pokemon, though.
Wrong.
Phi.
Yeah.
When they have Pokemon tournaments and you're part of the globe,
yep.
Are people just as stinky as they are over here?
Oh, trust me, they're bad. Disgusting bastards. They're the most sweaty, disgusting, degenerate bastards, you know. And children. And children. Which is good. Which is good. I'm glad children are still playing Pokemon TCG. I'm not happy that they have to put up with stinky boys.
I was just to say, I don't have a problem with going to like a Pokemon tournament or going to see like a Sonic movie and there's adults there. But if there's no children, if I go see like the next, like, I don't know, the 6th Sonic movie or something like that they Paramount puts out in the theaters, or if I go to a Pokemon trading card game tournament and there's no children there, I am just walking out. I am like, because I'm not going. I just don't like it. I don't like that.
There.
I just don't like that. I don't like it. I'm perfectly fine with adults liking kids stuff, but I don't like it when the kids are shoved out.
Yeah.
That's what happened with Splatoon, and everything bad in the Splatoon fandom stems from that, because the children were pushed out and just all the 20-something, 30-something-year-old weirdos were left. Like, I remember going to see the first Sonic. I remember going to see the first Sonic movie in theaters, and I was just like, I heard the horror stories about people going to the theaters and there being no children or no families. You know, you know what? Honestly, I don't think I have ever been more embarrassed to buy a movie ticket by myself than when I went to go see the Sonic movie. I felt like I just remember the sheer amount of shame that washed over my body when I told the lady at the ticket booth. I think she, of course I had to ask for a ticket from a woman, for a Sonic to a
course you do.
lone single man asking in his like late 20s asking the female ticket teller at the movie theater 1 ticket for Sonic the Hedgehog. I have never been more embarrassed in my entire life.
Trust me.
I have never felt so utterly despicable. Like I've never hated myself more. I don't think at any other moment than that moment.
Trust me. When I still worked at the movie theater, you would not believe me how many creepy people there were when the first Paw Patrol movie like premiered. There were so many like 30, 40-year-olds with their Paw Patrol plushies just pulling up randomly. It was just what are you doing here, man? It was just why are you like this? It's a kids movie. Get out of here. Leave. Leave.
You don't have a cousin,
leave.
like you don't have like a little cousin you can take to see this with you, like.
Yeah, like really? Like you're here alone with your plushie being all weird and sweaty and disgusting, and then it's like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing?
But one thing I breathed a very big sigh of relief when I watched the Sonic movie, and like there was a lot of families in my theater. I was like, oh, good, like I feel less bad about myself right now, like. Because, like I heard people saying, like, I went to the theater, there's just nothing but, like, 30-year-olds, nothing but, like, 20-something-year-olds, and I was just, like, and it smelled, and I don't know, I was scared that, like, I'm going to be part of the problem. I'm going to be part of the problem. And,
I feel like...
and I was like...
I don't even want to know how bad it is for, like, currently with the Amazing Digital Circus movie, how many weird people are watching that, considering it's like also kind of popular with kids.
What? There's a movie for that now.
Yeah, the last episode is like a movie. It's in theaters.
Is it really that big?
I didn't.
Yeah, it's massive. It's massive. It's like on Netflix too.
I mean, the only thing I know about it is the stupid purple rabbit that Muffin keeps like gushing about in the server.
Jax, yeah. Horrible character. I hate Jax.
Yeah, that and like the theme sounds mildly like that one Samsung ringtone. That's a certain Samsung ringtone.
Oh yeah. It sounds like the Samsung washing machine. Well, not washing machine.
I know everybody.
No, the phone ringtone.
I know everybody also draws like Gooner art of the clown girl that I thought was like a different version of the girl from Little Witch Academia. And I thought that was like, at first when I started seeing that art, I was like, well, not the Gooner art, but art of that character.
Yep. Well, duh, obviously.
I thought that it was like Little Witch Academia fan art or something, and then I was like, oh, this is.
Remember that? I remember Little Witch Academia.
Yeah, I remember when people acted like it was gonna like,
with it.
yeah, people acting like it was gonna save like the anime industry or something. I mean, it was. I like the original like pilot episode, but I never really stuck around to watch the whole like series. Again, it goes back to when we were watching Evangelion, and I said that like the Gainax people, which is also the Trigger people, they're OVA people. They're not TV series people.
That's why Space Witch Luluko was better for a lot of people because it was a lot shorter.
That's why Philly Cooey is.
Yeah, and why when they made two TV seasons, it was freaking dog shit.
The OVA was fine. Wait, why did they just make additional TV series?
Americans. It's because Americans.
Americans, yeah.
Of course, America.
Shut Americans.
The Clapistani funding.
Going the right way? No, I'm not. Can you tell I'm tired?
Well, you
Yeah,
had a very hard day yesterday with the
My
computer.
PC killing itself, yeah, for no
For no
discernible reason. Last 2 days, oh yeah, you did something with you took out an old obsolete SSD that's like 16 gigabytes large. Good on you. How about we fry your HDMI output and don't tell your reason why? How about you reinstall your BIOS? How about we brick your BIOS instead so you have to reinstall Windows? Hey, guess what? That didn't work. How about you reinstall your BIOS again?
Also, Ross, I don't. Do you work in a movie theater now? Is that what like you're mentioning people are gonna go see Minecraft 2?
No, it's
uh,
just
there's a second,
Electric
mate.
Stevaloo.
There's a
Minecraft
second
movie.
Minecraft movie. Oh
not yet.
no.
Next
Not-
year.
not
Next
yet.
year.
Okay.
It's called Minecraft Squared.
Oh, oh no. So it is coming out.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
coming
like
out. It's
actually
like
a thing.
yeah, they teased it with the first one. Didn't you see the first one?
No, I didn't see it.
Literally
I still have not seen the
cinema.
Minecraft. I still have not seen the Minecraft movie.
Chicken jockey.
I heard it was alright.
You can
though.
take me
I
out
heard-
back after the stream.
I heard it was
Just
alright,
end my
though.
suffering. It's a fine movie. It's a
Fine
dumbass
movie,
kids
yeah.
movie, but it does what it is supposed to. It's a kids movie about Minecraft. What the hell are you gonna do with that concept? It's fine.
I mean, the only other thing you could do would be to just, like, make a feature-length movie in the Minecraft story mode animations or something. Like, that's the only other option. And that's not gonna make you any freaking money.
Of course not. Because that would suck.
I mean, with all these like video game like movies with Pokemon, Mario, Sonic,
In video games.
they already existed in like throughout the 80s and 90s, but and
Guess
they
what? They were
just kind
better
of like
too.
pretend. Yeah, they were better, and they pretend that they don't exist.
Bloodborne movie. Yeah, Bloodborne movie is also coming out thanks to Jacksepticeye.
What did he do?
He's making a Bloodborne movie.
Oh, like he's funding it?
I think so. Yeah, he's making it. He's directing
Wait,
it and all.
Is there going to be like a whole like movement of like movies after was it Iron One?
Yeah,
Iron Lung, I still haven't seen that because
like,
it's not available on YouTube Movies in my country as of now.
I mean, Iron One was pretty good, but
I wanted to
I'm
see
just
it.
wondering if there's going to be like some sort of like genre like of
YouTuber
like
movies, yeah,
made by
probably.
YouTuber movies like turning like weird indie games into movies.
I'm fine with that.
Well, Bloodborne is not a indie game, but yeah, I get what you
From
Yeah.
Software,
saying.
please understand, From Software is a small independent company.
Considering how bad Elden Ring is, you would think so, yes. Yes, I hate Elden Ring. Call me out for it. Yes, I'm getting shot in the back of the head after this stream.
Ray Lily's
Don't worry,
gonna
guys.
hunt you down.
And
Okay,
before
Ray
this,
Lilly, I
I was
live.
gonna say I'm okay with like YouTubers going into doing mainstream filmmaking simply because it might, they might be too busy making those films to corrupt the platform.
Groom children, yeah.
yeah, no, that's a good point. And before there's an Undertale movie or something.
My God, I freaking hate Undertale, dude. But it's so revolution. No.
Oh, it's just
We stop
Earthbound
pretending
again.
it did something awesome.
I mean, I do think it's impressive that Toby Fox, made that all by himself. I mean, it's.
He didn't make it all by himself.
Well, didn't he?
You know?
Did he not?
No. No. Temmie did all the art. He made it with Temmie. Was also working on Deltarune. He did not make the game himself.
They always say, people always try to say
He
that
made the music and
I mean,
stuff, but he did the art mostly, and the character designs are by like Temmie. She's
Okay.
literally in the game as Temmie.
I don't know why people say it's like a one-man thing then. I mean, I to be fair, like I don't know much about Undertale because I'm not like I'm old.
You're not a child.
I'm old. Undertale is not like my childhood game like it is for like all these other people.
Childhood game. That game came out in 2015.
I mean,
What do you mean childhood game?
I mean,
I remember it, and I played it. I mean, it's more of a childhood game for my wee brother than it
Oh
is
my
for
God,
me.
Stray, you literally said it. It is kind of just a video game equivalent to Homestuck.
so yeah, pardon my ignorance of Undertale lore and history. All I really know of Undertale is MatPat and
The Pope.
the very few, you know, MatPat and the Pope, and the very few like playthroughs I've seen of it, like when Dan has played it, you know, played a bit of it or something, or you know, or when
I mean,
I didn't even watch like the Oni the whole like Oni Plays series that they did of it because just I don't know, just didn't really grab me.
you know what I checked today? I checked all my Steam purchases because I was curious. And my first purchase on my current Steam account, which is not my original Steam account because I lost access to my old one after it got hacked ages ago, was Undertale in 2015, I think. I played through the game cracked, but then I was like, okay, I'll buy it, sure. Why not? I made a Steam account, why not?
Oh yeah, that reminds me. You can emulate Undertale now because it was released in the PS Vita.
I still don't really understand what Homestuck is, and that's something
I
I'm
don't
more
know.
familiar
I
with.
don't know what it is
Good.
either. I've never.
I know what it
like,
is.
I've never watched Homestuck.
It's not a show, it's not a show, it's like
Okay.
a web comic.
Yeah, like I
I've,
just
I've
That's
never
like
seen
a
Homestuck.
billion pages long, and it's like about trolls and aliens and some kind of stuff like that. I think it's like trolls. I thought it was aliens
What's a
when I was younger. I
Homestuck?
don't know. Let's not summon Rena in here.
all I like really remember, like I was just like
I know Homestuck is pretty much just fuel for a lot of weird degenerates. For some reason.
yeah,
I don't know why. I don't know why it attracts so many degenerates.
That's been my experience with it. Just kind of constantly seeing it on like you know, referenced on like image boards and associated with like weirdos.
Which I don't get because from what I know, it's not really sexual in nature. So it's like, why are there so many weirdos? But we will never know.
I mean, Undertale also has that issue. Like that's one reason Undertale, like I what little I know of Undertale, like I know thanks to a lot of the weirdos like who like latch onto it.
Oh my god, the skeleton is so hot, bro. I love Sans Undertale. I liked Undertale when it came out.
Just like Homestuck
I don't know,
and Undertale.
It was fine.
Yeah,
the music is great.
Yeah, Homestuck and Undertale are things that I first kind of became familiar with because people would post about how the fan bases for them were extremely cringe or degenerate, and that's really my only real experience with those properties for the most part. Undertale I have a little more experience with now simply because I've watched people play it, but you know, like
yeah.
I'm no expert on Undertale lore or the history of its development or anything like that. It's just it's a Zoomer game. That's all I know is a Zoomer game. It's not really for me.
Very popular with a certain demographic.
Well, it's a fine game. And it's impressive. That was made by.
It's a fine game. I'm not trying to
Made
shit
by
on it.
mostly
It's a fine game.
mostly one person.
Yes, mostly one person. Toby did not make the game himself, all alone.
Yeah, but I mean, Earthbound is another Earthbound, which is fine. Towards the Metroids that aren't Metroids.
Same thing with Five Nights at Freddy's. Like, I've only played like the first one a little bit, but I don't know anything about, like, you know, all I know is that the lore just gets weird and stupid as time goes on.
I was really into FNAF when I was a bit younger, because I don't know, I had friends at the time that liked talking about it, so I was just right there.
I did watch a documentary on Scott. Yeah, I did watch a documentary on like a YouTube documentary video on Scott Cawthon's other games before Five Nights at Freddy's, and you know, he's made some really interesting stuff, like that weird like RPG that he did with
He made some cool stuff, yeah. Nobody gives a crap about it though, because it's not FNAF.
Ah, Freddy Fazbear.
Oh my god, he's so fast.
I mean, I've seen people like say things like, you know, like how Five Nights at Freddy's was like their sexual awakening or something like that, and I don't get it.
Why would you ever admit to something like that publicly?
I don't know.
Is my question to those people.
Why does everybody need to know what
you're
you're
very
why,
degenerate.
why does everybody need to know what you're into to begin with? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean,
you know what I'm into? Being loved unconditionally.
That's gross.
I know, right?
How degenerate of you, Phi?
No man would ever. Imagine wanting to be loved. Gay.
How disgusting. How could you say such a thing?
What a chud.
I don't know, maybe I'm just old-fashioned, but like whatever you're in, I was always raised to be like, whatever you're into,
it's your business, nobody else's.
You're not you know, it's not necessarily a good idea to publicize it. Like, you know, it
can be weaponized against you, and it will be.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just people on the internet these days are more
stuff.
People in these days on the internet are sometimes more open with which complete and utter strangers than I was ever open with my best friends in school. Like,
yeah.
It's like how like people. I had somebody in the server, you know, very nice person, you know, but one of the first things they asked me when we started talking was what my name was, and it's like I thought that was strange because it's like, and that was like, it's Sayonara. What are you talking about? It's like, no, your real name. It's like, well, why would I tell you that? And just they were kind of it was just a bit of a awkward moment because like I didn't want them to think that like I wasn't gonna tell them what my name was because I didn't know them well enough. Like you guys know what my name is, but that's, you know, it's different. You like you're on my staff. Like you're on the like you're not the same, you know. you're not like, you're like some of my best friends on the internet, you know. So you had to work for me to tell you what my real name was. And it's just because when I was, you know, doing computer classes and in school, and you know, when I was growing up, there was always like, never share your real name on the internet, never like, never do this, never do that. Like it just, and
I remember that.
And now, like, I feel like that being like, oh, you don't show your name or what you look like, that's strange. It's like.
Who's texting me? I'm streaming. No mention. Okay, nothing important. Back to YouTube.
YouTube. That's where the poop is.
You poop. That's where the poop is.
Yeah, I wonder when we're gonna
Poor pants.
switch over. Not that.
About 15, 20 minutes, I'd say, if I school
Okay.
that.
No. Why are you making me work, Psych? Why would you do this? Why would you make me play my favorite game of all time for a stream?
While you're being mentally tormented and abused.
You're torturing me. I'm being held against my will in the PsychWard headquarters in the middle of the Cayman Isles. Forced to play Super Metroid against my will.
Forced to play your favorite video game of all time.
Why?
But you know, going back to that particular story, like the person, you know, wasn't like, didn't mean any harm or anything. It just was an awkward moment where it's like two people with completely different ideas of how like internet etiquette works. And you know,
It doesn't work like that.
That you know, probably is like a bit of a generational thing as well, where it's like, you know, I take it for granted that I'm never going to know a lot of people in the PsychWard's real names, and I don't really need to. You know, and that for me, I kind of take it for granted that you don't share what you look like or what your real name is with, you know, people on the internet unless you're especially close to them. Or, you know, sometimes you might be close to them, but it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you know, you gotta be careful things are not spread around. You gotta, you know, make sure that people, you know, that the people you reveal that to can keep a secret. With, you know, and maybe some people find that a little strange these days, but to me it's just kind of a matter of course.
Yeah. Dang it. Of course.
And it's not even necessarily a measure of like how good of friends we are. It's just, you know, I know that the more people that I tell or share certain details about, the more it's going to end up getting, you know, the higher the risk that it could be spread to people I don't want to know anything about me, regardless of what people's best intentions are.
Oh, come on.
Are you trying to like get all those like completely flat there?
Yes, because you need to speed boost. I never had this much issues with it. I'm just
You're probably just really tired and
Yeah.
worn out after fighting with the graphics card yesterday. Computer stuff is just tiring.
It's tiring. It's really tiring, and there's other stuff, but that's not important. There. That's how it should have gone. That's how it did.
I mean, I'm glad there was no like issues with my new mini PC, and even
glad,
dual
not yet.
booted Windows 10 on it. Don't say not yet. Don't do that.
So what are you gonna use that mini PC for?
I don't know. I guess kind of like more general stuff, and I'm gonna try to have like my Steam Deck is like of a more like gaming centric thing. Like the way it's kind of used.
I want my handheld gaming
don't-
PC to be more gaming centric.
I will.
Makes sense.
Well, no, wait, yeah, but I used to kind of use it as like my console, but and I was getting really frustrated with my old mini PC because it's lacking in a bit of power. It's just a little too much, so I started using my Steam Deck, and I don't really like using the Steam Deck as a desktop PC. It's just like so many like weird issues that pop up every now and again with like online video encoding. And also, it's nice to have like something that's like a Windows machine.
Mm-hmm. Also, yeah, speaking of Steam, like, you know, I kind of want to apologize if I was being a bit of a bitch, you know, about this about Steam the other day. I was just pissed off because of the freaking Steam Deck prices. It made me just upset at Steam in general.
That was upset me.
I mean, I'm upset at the new Steam Deck prices. That's ridiculous.
I wanted to buy one, but not for that price. I'm not paying close to $1,000 for freaking Steam Deck, dude.
It was one of those things where it's like, well, I guess I'm not the market for it, and da 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 da, and that, like, it's getting going off. I download the games and they don't work. Nobody has a solution.
I mean, it's all valid complaints.
I did I did set up a GOG account finally, like 2 weeks ago or whatever, and that's probably going to be where I get a lot of my older PC games, just because, you know, they let you just keep them. You use them through their launcher or whatever, but you still, you know, you can just download the ROM or download the ISO or the, you know, the EXE or whatever. It's real digital ownership. It's not a license like Steam. I'm just waiting for a good Humble Bundle to start my collection on there.
Humble Bundle hasn't been good in years. Unfortunately.
Let me see what's going on there right now. As a matter of fact, let's check. Let's put that to the test.
Let's put that to the test, indeed. Get the hell out of here.
That one guy that's gonna pay $1,000 for that premium Steam Deck, and it's gonna play nothing but erotic hentai visual novels.
Brother, just another me.
Please. I don't know why, but BeamNG is like suddenly stopped working on my Steam Deck.
I feel like BeamNG has
no idea
troubles to
why.
begin with. fun game, but
Yeah, it's really hard to run. It used to work on my Steam Deck, but I think there's like some sort of update that's just completely cooked it. And I'm very surprised at how well Automobilista 2 runs on the Steam Deck. That's like a proper racing sim. It's just unfortunate that Steam OS doesn't have any proper steering wheel support, and I'm not gonna like play with any like weird Linux stuff because I just can't be arsed with that.
you don't want to set up Linux.
They got an indie game bundle, indie icon showcase that's ending in like 3 hours. Pride Month, Yuri stuff.
Of course.
Complete Inkle library, Red Light and Racing bundle, Sports Champions bundle, IGN Live bundle. I think it's like IGN's anniversary, so they're doing something for that. 12 for $10. What's this? Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry bundle.
People are gonna crucify me for this, but I never liked Devil May Cry.
Never really got that into it, but it's fine.
I mean, it's fine, yeah, but
I'm gonna tell
I
Aura,
don't get the hype.
I'm gonna tell Aura that you said Devil May Cry is a piece of garbage and you think he's subhuman.
I'll
for
tell him,
enjoying
yeah.
I mean, if people haven't crucified you already for your previous takes.
There are all of my previous statements, yeah. Stop touching me, Sigma. No, it's fine. Ooh.
Man, I'm tired and all, man.
Alright.
I'm tired too.
I think Phi, I think you should head to the save room and then we'll take a brief intermission and then so Nath can get GT set up.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna say that earlier anyway, so I'll beat Fentoon and we can switch. Fentoon, that's about halfway through the game anyways.
Also, Stray,
Could've been here faster,
I
but
did see your comment earlier. Yeah, I'm glad I finally found a use for those assets for the intermission screen.
It's not the save room. It's not the save room. Run. Don't touch me, Sigma. Why are you attacking me? What are you doing? What are you doing, man? Stop.
Oh, jeez.
I can't do that, Phi. I'm afraid I can't do that.
I'm afraid I won't feed you then, Stigmeech. Drift one.
Didn't you say that there was a time when he like woke you up by just like hitting you or biting you or something?
Staring at me,
Okay, so let me just go ahead and switch over to the intermission screen and we'll be back in about 10 minutes at the most.
10 years.
All right, and we're back.
Hello, we are back.
Let's see. Everything seems to be working all right. Let me check the audio monitoring.
Well, the intermission happened. I got shot in the back of the head.
Oh my god.
Oh, you didn't.
What are you talking about?
No, you
this is
didn't.
an AI.
You're lying. Why?
No, I would never
He's
lie.
lying. He didn't get shot in the back of the head. He didn't.
What?
He's
Yes, I
lying. I like. Nath, you just sounded genuinely like. No, you didn't. No. Don't say that. You didn't get shot. You didn't. Mom.
The real driving simulator. Oh, this is a classic intro. I'll play in its whole glory for the YouTube audience.
I hope I have the volume good enough. But your volume whenever you stream, it like fluctuates. It goes like super low to super high. I'm not gonna bother fiddling with it. It's at 80%. Hopefully people can hear it just fine. If they can't, I'm sorry. We'll fix it next time. But this is the Japanese version, right? So it's like got different music.
Yes.
It's not all licensed music, so we don't have to worry about the stream getting like shut down.
No, it's commissioned music. They commissioned the guitarist from T-Square to make the soundtrack, as well as Izamu Ohira, the menu music. And also this theme, this basically is like a rearranged T-Square song. But like became Gran Turismo's like sort of anthem. Okay. Do I have the controllers set correctly? Why is it not set to... Okay. I had that sorted already. Gran Turismo mode.
My apologies for eating on stream. I just haven't eaten in like 5 hours.
Fine.
Sorry.
I didn't even know you were eating until you mentioned it. So
I wasn't sure if the mic was picking it up, but I got
No.
I got a jar of pretzel nuggets. If you know what those are, it's like pretzel pockets, like kind of things that are filled with usually like cheese or peanut butter. These are peanut butter ones.
The license is first, and I'm not gonna bother getting all gold. So I don't want to do that.
I need to adjust the screen share here. It's cropped weird. Yeah, okay. Okay. Let's go here.
Break about here. Damn it! Did I get bronze at least? Or passed? That's fine.
There we go. Okay. Picture's a lot better now.
Can't be arsed getting gold for just a bit of that. Try session 2. Yeah, you'll also notice how much like the neck the I cannot speak. Yeah, you will notice like a lot of the Gran Turismo games after this, they reuse like a lot of the music.
Stream quality's a bit crusty,
Right
but
here.
hopefully it'll stabilize. Cat, stop, go away.
Mistake.
Yeah, it's a lot of compression. Hopefully it'll clear out. It usually does.
Yeah, I'm watching the YouTube stream. It seems to fix itself. Now. You passed.
That happens with your streams, unfortunately. Just it gets really like compressed, like out of nowhere, and then it.
You want me to turn down the quality?
No. Just
it's on 1080, so I can put it down to 720.
I'm not sure if that'll help.
I
If
can
you think it
figure
will.
out to do that. Yeah, it's on 720. I don't know what's up with that then. Why does it say 1080? Never mind then. Let's get YouTube back up.
You know how it is. We run into this problem like every racing game Tuesday where like your streams are just really like compressed looking for a while and then they finally just stabilize. Cat, for the last time, get off of there. I let them in here so they don't bug me while I'm streaming. Now they're just bugging me a different way.
Mistake.
You failed. I got some peppermint tea. You like peppermint tea, Nath? Is that a tea you drink?
I don't really drink it, but it sounds nice.
It's pretty common to find peppermint tea over here. I don't know if maybe it's not really as common in.
Or it's pretty common in Europe, I
That
think.
was so much better. Not even funny. Silver.
One brand that we have over here of tea that's really common is Celestial Seasonings, and I know that originally that company was associated with some weird cult that followed the Arantha book.
Well, that's a line of dialogue I didn't think I'd ever hear, but yeah.
It was like, you know, the original founders of the company were part of that particular cult where they sort of believed that they were in contact with space aliens or something. I don't know. I'd have to refresh my memory on it. But the Arantha book, that was like their scripture. We were talking about Tommy Tellerico earlier, and of course we always go back to him. But speaking of cults,
Yeah, speaking of cult.
have you ever heard Tommy like describe his learning piano?
No.
The way he describes learning piano is on a lot of his official biographies. He mentions that he taught himself how to play piano and guitar at the age of 10. Outlandish, but not entirely unbelievable, right?
I mean, I kind of learned piano at that age, yeah.
But
not fully.
In a lot of interviews, he changes it to where he's like 5 years old. Like, just like mashing the piano keys and then suddenly just becoming a savant and like entertaining his parents, like friends at dinner parties at the age of like 6 or whatever. Like,
of course.
It just sounds very much like him trying to make himself sound like he's a child prodigy, like, you know, and everybody was just amazed at how great he was at piano. Now, we have seen footage of him playing piano, and assuming that it's not edited, those old like clips of him playing piano, Nath, you even said yourself that that if that's real, he's a good piano player.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
And my theory is that Tommy was forced to take piano lessons by his parents because he went to a private high school, so he's from a well-to-do family. And I'm assuming that, you know, they're like a lot of people, it's like, okay, we'll have our kid take piano lessons because that's class. And he was probably really good at it, and people have done videos about how the way he plays guitar, it gives the impression of someone who took up the guitar as a second instrument. Like, guitar players have commented on his playing and been like, yeah, he knows how to play, but he doesn't play well enough for someone who, you know, people who have been playing guitar for years don't make these mistakes. But people who take up guitar as like a second instrument, like maybe they're piano players and they learn guitar later, you know, might make those mistakes. And that's my theory, is he's a rich kid who went to a private high school, who probably was forced to take piano lessons because his parents wanted him as part of his, like, you know, classy education. And then he took up guitar because piano's not cool. You know, he wanted to be the cool kid, and, you know, nobody thinks, you know, kids in high school in like the 80s or 90s aren't going to think you're cool for playing piano. You know, that he has this image of like, you know, no, I want to be like heavy metal and, you know, like Aerosmith and like a rock star or whatever. I don't want to be just a nerdy piano player. But the thing is, he's a better piano player than he probably is a guitar player. So, but he doesn't lean into that because that's not cool. But a lot of this this sort of exaggeration of his childhood where he's like a 5-year-old piano, prodigy, probably is inspired by a lot of the stories about Mozart. And in his house, he had like, things to classical music. And if you know some of the stories about Mozart, the legends of Mozart are that he was a child prodigy, and I think Tommy Tallarico sees himself as a modern Mozart. But one thing I've noticed about Tommy and his house, his father, Thomas Tallarico, it was a Freemason. I don't know if Tommy was a Freemason, but once you know that, then a lot of the weird things in his house start to make sense. Harry Houdini, all the Harry Houdini stuff. Harry Houdini was a Freemason. The Disney stuff. Walt Disney was a member of the Order of the Eastern Star, which was a Freemason adjunct organization. It's all like a lot of stuff in there, kind of. Some of that stuff makes sense if it's like, okay, yeah, this is an old, wealthy Mason family. Probably from like... And, Mozart had Masonic ties, and so, I don't know, maybe he was raised on, like, the legends and stories of Mozart by his Freemason dad, and he's like, he thinks of himself as a modern Mozart.
It's Mozart.
What was that?
It's Mozart. Mozart. Amadeus Mozart. Not Mozart. German. Austrian.
My apologies.
Stinky and merry fart. Sylvia.
But that's something I've not seen a lot of people talk about, is like the possibility that some of Tommy's obsessions are obsessions he shares with his Freemason father.
Yeah. No, I can see that.
You remember the balsamic vinegar? But I don't think balsamic vinegar has any Masonic associations. I think that's just him. I think that's just him being stupid. I asked Ray Lilly about that. I was like, is this a thing Italians do? Like, collect like premium bottles of balsamic vinegar? And she was like, well, balsamic vinegar is like, really great. Like it is like a Italian cuisine staple. And I was like, but do people would people? I showed her a picture of his old balsamic vinegar collection that he used to have in his house, and she was like, what? No, like that I think he's just doing that because he thinks the bottles look cool. That's not like something Italians do.
I found a car here. Well, I can't buy a Subaru. What car do you think I should go for? The Nissan Sylvia. I think this one's quite a good shout because it's fairly light and also fairly powerful. This RX-7. Also goes like a Mitsubishi Mirage.
Speaking of Austria, Phi.
Yeah.
I'll pick the Mirage.
It's a shame you weren't able. It's a shame you weren't able to join me when I streamed The Third Man.
I was out cold. Next time.
I could stream it for you later at some point in the mod voice call when I have when I have time.
I mean, I don't need to be reminded how dog shit Vienna is. I already know that.
You'll notice in the first Grind Turismo
I live
game,
here.
there's a lot of emphasis on championships rather than single races.
Why is that?
Which I find quite interesting. I don't know. I think I think they kind of like wanted to kind of structure it in like that way where like, oh, you're entering like a weight championship like more of the time rather than just single races.
You're doing your best.
Do you think that maybe that's like a holdover from like arcade racers?
Maybe, but they also wanted to kind of like distinguish themselves from the arcade racers. They made like a whole like arcade mode like for that purpose. So it's like if people were more used to arcade races, you still had like a mode that they could play, and then there was like the simulation mode, which was like meant to be like more of like the championships and all that.
Yeah, but you know, I would say that like the standard for a lot of arcade racers during this time was you put in, you know, your quarters and you try to survive the whole championship by doing well enough, so you don't have to put in more quarters. And so I wonder,
Yeah, yeah.
I wonder if maybe that's just kind of a hangover from the arcade racer scene. They kind of there.
I don't think so.
You know, maybe it's still kind of one of those things where this is not an arcade racer, but it's the format is still kind of new, so you have those little characteristics of the older format that are still there that eventually become less and less as the series goes on, and as you know, it departs more and more from the arcade racer scene.
I mean, they made 2 games before this, and those were more arcadey because they weren't allowed to make a simulation racer yet. And only when those 2 games did somewhat well were they allowed to make Grind Turismo. The more you know.
Did Omega Boost come out before or after Gran Turismo?
After.
Okay.
I think what happened was there was kind of like a sort of division in Sega that it kind of I don't know if it went like bust or whatever, but they joined onto Polyphony Digital at some point, and like they wanted to make like a sort of mech game.
Yo, stinky.
Oh, so the team that developed Omega Boost at Polyphony wasn't the main Polyphony team. It was like the B squad.
Yeah, essentially.
Because I've never looked
careful.
into the staff for either game to know like how much overlap there was between the Omega Boost development team and the Gran Turismo development team.
And something like similar like happened to like make Tourist Trophy as well. Although that was more of the Gran Turismo team because that uses the same engine as Gran Turismo 4. But it was someone in the staff who was really into bike racing, so they made a bike game.
Bicentennial Racer.
I've done
Okay,
enough
boys.
laps here.
And everyone else?
What's up?
Start qualifying.
I'm going to head out earlier because I can barely keep my eyes open, so I'm not even adding anything to the conversation.
All right. I'll check you later.
All right. Yeah, I catch you, man. Have a good sleep.
Yeah, thanks for streaming.
Thanks.
We'll try to start earlier next week. Nah, this seemed to have gone. Things are. I think we're just about like to the point where all of this is running like just seamlessly, like I hope.
Yeah.
We just need to get our schedules and our sleeping schedules aligned well enough to be able to do it
I
consistently.
mean, mine is fine. It's just past midnight right now. So, sleep time. Especially since I got up at 5 a.m. today.
I mean, next week we can
or
start.
yesterday.
We can try to start a couple hours earlier, as if you guys think you'll be able to make it, and that way we can end earlier before either of you get too tired.
We shall
Yeah.
see. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
My name
catch you,
is
man.
Phi Solus, and Sigma says good night by being on my table.
Bum. Come on, stream. There we go.
The old racing game quirk where all the opponents are much faster in qualifying than they are in the race. So you qualify last, but you overtake them anyway.
I love the flat JPEG trees. I remember one time, when the previous, I think it was the previous head of Sony America, when they were first talking about taking down the PlayStation 3 store and like the PS1 like classics or whatever. He was quoted as saying that he was at an expo where he saw Gran Turismo 1 being played, and he said like, who would still want to play this?
Well, I don't know.
And it was
I don't
know. Lots of people like I don't know, but it's like these games are your company's legacy, dude. Like you're just gonna kind of be like, who would play something that looks like this?
It's basically your company's Mario. Like it's insane. It's like a realistic racing game. Is like basically your like Mario or Sonic.
Yeah,
that's pretty significant.
Yeah, well, he was talking about the PS1 version. He was like, oh, why would anyone want to play like an old game that looks like this? Like when they had like, and I don't know, just to me it just seemed like, are you really in charge of this company, of like this company's PlayStation brand, and like you're saying that in interviews? Like I don't think you'd ever hear like Shigeru Miyamoto saying, I don't know why anybody would still want to play Mario 64. That game had such a bad camera. You never hear them say that.
Well, this is, I mean, even if like it was like it is like maybe it was still like good back in the day, but like nobody would want to play it now. It's still a significant piece of history. It's like saying like who would want to play the original Mario Bros. Like probably not many people, but it's still significant.
Yeah, I don't remember the exact quote, but it was something to the effect of like the head of Sony or PlayStation of America being like, kind of scoffing at old PlayStation games and the idea that people would still want to play them after all these years, and just like, I don't know, it just felt like very, very, very out of touch and clueless, especially like since you're kind of in charge of the PlayStation brand, of helping, build the PlayStation brand, and like you're scoffing or throwing shade at the games that built the brand. It's one thing, I don't know, it just it feels like even if you do feel that way, you just don't say that in public, you know, about your company's legacy products. In my opinion, just seems very, very clueless and out of touch.
My opinion, there's no reason why they shouldn't have like put the original Gran Turismo, the Japanese version, on the PS Classic. Because I mean, they don't need to worry about like licensed music. Because they commissioned it.
Phi is using us as ASMR.
Start like whispering into the microphone.
Start whispering into the microphone and then start like tapping it with some tweezers or whatever to pretend like I'm cleaning his blackheads. That's a thing.
Really?
Yeah, ASMR. ASMR. I clean your blackheads. That's like.
Why'd they even bother with the qualifying, man? Definitely do not scream in 30 minutes. Okay, I will not scream in 30 minutes. But I probably won't even need to scream in 30 minutes because my game volume will suddenly go to 500 decibels for a split second.
I don't need to try to wake Phi up because Sigma is just gonna do that for me.
I think they reused this track in Gran Turismo PSP.
It sounds like something. It sounds like something. I'm trying to figure out what it reminds me of.
No, they have reused this.
Yeah, I know that, but it reminds me of a track from another game. I'm just trying to remember what it does, what I'm thinking of.
No, sorry, not Gran Turismo PSP. Gran Turismo 7, they reused this in.
Sigma, you're a cat. Cats can't stream. Yeah. I mean, I could. That. I'll fix that for next stream. I just didn't want to fiddle with anything too much, like, since we're still kind of just testing things out.
I do tend to have my game audio through my headphones a lot lower as well, so I can still hear you guys in the Discord stream.
Yeah. I'm glad that this format has been working out for us. I mean, I think I hit the nail on the head of, like, yeah, maybe we need to start transferring some of our gaming streams over to doing them on YouTube. I think it'll be, you know, if anything, if nothing else, it'll give me plenty of things to, you know, plenty of clips. I just, like I was saying earlier, I think we just probably need to get our schedules a little more consistent. Because I would like Retro Game Wednesday to be consistently like a 5 to 6 hour thing. But I don't want to, when it's 5 p.m. for me, it's, 1 o'clock in the morning for you? So... It seems like everybody in the crew has been enjoying it.
Yeah. Kind of a nice change of pace as well. Just everything's more focused.
Yeah, and then
So I can actually talk about Grind Turismo.
Yeah, I mean, no offense to any of our friends in the Discord server, but when it's like we want people to show up for the events, but then when they do show up for the events, it just gets so rowdy and so chaotic, and everything gets off topic. And, it's not any one person's fault. I'm to blame as much as anybody else.
Do reckon someone can make like a N64 remake of this? It'll probably like be a lot lower quality, and there won't be as much attention to detail in the graphics. But I think someone could do it.
I don't think it would require too much. I mean, how big is the file?
It's about like 300 megabytes.
That can be. There's the FMVs alone probably take up like 50 megabytes. It's doable.
Yeah,
doable without,
yeah.
It's probably doable without having to really sacrifice much of anything, except maybe like one type of game mode. Like, I could easily see a N64 remake of this. There were bigger. I'm pretty sure there were bigger PlayStation games that had N64 versions that were just fine.
Thing with like Gran Turismo though is they always like find like some way to get the most out of like the PlayStation's capabilities. But the game might not be as big as other PlayStation games. Like they're using up quite a lot more. As far as like as far as the physics go, I think that could be easily replicated in on the N64. I just think a lot of like the graphical attention to detail would have to be sacrificed.
Yeah. Like the cars would definitely look like more. They definitely look more boxy.
Yeah, more flat as well, because there's like reflections on the cars and a lot of like the environmental stuff as well. What did I win?
Well, the thing about the N64 is that its 3D capabilities are actually better than the PlayStation's. Its polygon count and everything is better. So you can make a lot of like the in-game graphics. Okay, now the volume's going up. But you can make a lot of the in-game 3D graphics on N64 look much better than most PlayStation games.
Yeah, but I mean, a more I'm more wait. Look at the reflections in this car. Like for example, and how it kind of like warps around as the car spins.
Mm-hmm.
I think something like that would have to be sacrificed.
Yeah, probably. I don't think the N64 could do reflections like that. But as far as environmental textures, I think the N64 could actually. An N64 version of Gran Turismo might have actually better looking environments. Now, whether or not you could fit as many tracks is the question.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have that many tracks of course, Gran Turismo. I think it could. But then to fit that many tracks, that's also another question as well. Would they need to like sacrifice detail in order to like have more cars or as many cars and as many tracks as the official PlayStation 1?
Yeah, well, I know you don't like the game, but Ridge Racer 64 is probably the closest to what Gran Turismo on the N64 could look like. I don't think it's a bad looking game. I think there's better looking car games on the N64. I just can't think of any one off the top of my head. But I don't recall I don't recall the higher end racing games on the N64 being especially like nasty looking. I don't like. Like Extreme G looks great. Ridge Racer 64 looks fine. San Francisco Rush looks okay on the N64. I mean, Automobili Lamborghini looks bad, but then that's a Titus game. It's just bad. It's a bad game by a bad developer. You know, that's very little to do with the N64's capabilities.
Like any upgrade my car, I'm gonna have to exit this championship. Rally is what one. Oh, okay, it's all in Japanese, so I don't know what I'm buying. That's amazing. Suppose I can buy this. Okay, this is the ECU, so I'll that. Brakes, I won't worry about that. Racing exhaust. What about turbos? Oh, jeez. Am I a turbo? But it's a Mitsubishi, man. Thousands. Muffler. Racing support.
Okay, so I just checked. You want to know when the last time I streamed on YouTube was before last week?
Yeah.
November 2022.
Wow. It's quite a while ago.
Yeah, so people will have to bear with the growing, you know, the growing pains or whatever as I stretch my legs out and get back and get used to doing stuff on here, doing live stuff on here again.
Anything GT League? Oh no, it's nothing.
The screen went. Oh, okay, you're back. I was like, what happened? Why'd the screen go completely black there? It's
Because the oh yeah, no, I see it.
okay.
I don't know why it did that.
Okay, you're back. You're back. I think it's just running slow and was stuck on like the loading screen, the black loading screen for a bit.
I really hate the black loading screen in the older Grind Turismo games sometimes. Because it hangs on there for a while and I think my game's crashed.
Yeah.
I'm like not sure, so like I need to like wait for the loading screen to go away.
When you've bought used PlayStation 1 games, do you ever like struggle to find one in like an actual good condition that doesn't look like somebody just put it on the ground and dragged it across the concrete with their foot?
Well, I've never actually bought a used PlayStation 1 game, so I wouldn't. So no.
I thought you had a few though.
Yeah, but those were ones that my older brother already had.
Oh, okay. So you never like gone to like a flea market or something and tried to find like anything gaming related like that?
No, no. These cars are quite fast. Guys catching me and all, man.
This music sounds like Sonic music. Sounds like Sonic Adventure music, didn't it to me?
It does a wee bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, they all kind of come from the same like jazz fusion influence, so that's not really a surprise. I'm pretty sure it was Dakota Star. Wait, he's done stuff for both Gran Turismo and Sonic. But in terms of music. I mean, these guys are just too quick for me. No, I'm not gonna be winning this. I feel like the Mitsubishi Mirage is not a very good starter car choice in this game. Can I do a spot race? Oh, no, try this one.
Just so anybody watching this knows, the reason why we're playing the Japanese version is because we're not going to get copyright struck for the music, and most likely. So all the licensed music that they did was mainly just for the North American and European releases. That was...
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I guess it was kind of seen as like an American thing or Western thing to have like a licensed music.
Well, that was also a big thing with CD based like games at the time. Like you wanted to show that uh like CD audio, you know, that yeah, this is real CD audio. This is like it's got actual licensed music that you could buy on CD in the game. And of course, you know, Sony had a lot of their has always had a lot of their hands in music. So, you know, it's kind of you're crossing the streams there, and you're using the game to promote the music that and the music to promote the game. You know, it's all it's all, you know, all comes together, and it's a very you know, makes it easier to market the game as like cool.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, think about Tony Hawk
And I
Pro Skater.
wonder as well.
Think about Tony Hawk Pro Skater, right? I mean, Tony Hawk Pro Skater is a good game. It plays very well, but a big factor in people's nostalgia for it is the music, the Goldfinger tracks, the Sum 41 tracks, or you know, and stuff like that, or like all of
Oh,
the
come on.
all of the licensed like hip hop and punk music that makes it feel more like, you know, like an authentic uh LA or New York skater, you know, skater punks playlist.
Why are these cars so fast, man? I have 200 horsepower. These cars should have like 100.
Is this the infamous rubber banding at work?
No, this is something else. I don't know what's going on.
What if the Japanese version is just harder?
Probably. And I don't have many laps to actually beat the... That's a Mazda Demio! That should have 80 horsepower. At most. What? A Mazda Demio has no right to be keeping up with a Honda Civic.
No right.
I kind of feel like they kind of want you to fail multiple times to kind of build up the cash and tune up your car.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's exactly what it is. Cuz I've said it before, probably not on any of the videos that we've posted, but I've definitely said it before in you know, voice calls, that Gran Turismo has, you have to, you on from one angle you kind of have to approach it like an RP, like a Japanese RPG. There's elements to it that feel JRPG-ish, and I think that's one of them.
I mean, it just makes no sense that a Mazda Demio could be outrunning me here. Jeez.
We got about half an hour left in the stream, and I think it went well.
Yeah.
On the technical side of things, everything has gone very well.
Yeah, not many issues.
Yeah, I would just say the only problem with this week is that all of us are tired. I only got like 4 hours of sleep. You were like an hour, like 90 minutes late, and sounded tired. Phi was worn out. So hopefully next week, especially if we get one of the volunteers from the server in here, we can start a little earlier. All of us know what we're gonna play. All of us are sort of, we're well rested and have plenty of energy.
I don't think 2 laps is enough as well. I think it should be at least 3. So you have more time to kind of like fight these guys if you're in an underpowered car, but you drive faster than them. Yeah, 2 laps isn't enough. They did improve on these factors in the later games, at least.
Bum. I feel like a Gran Turismo sound effect should be your entry noise on Discord. I'm just not sure what.
Well, I don't have Nitro, so I can't do that.
That's true. I'd buy you Nitro, but I kind of just don't want to give Discord any more money than we already do.
No, I don't want to give Discord money, so yeah, I don't buy my Nitro. I think these guys have better tires than me as well, because I'm just seeing them go around corners so much faster than me.
Do the more recent Gran Turismos have like more realistic physics in the sense that like what you were doing earlier, like bumping against the car, like in real life, obviously, if that happened, both of you'd be dead. So I'm wondering. I don't know how real is the latest entry in that regard.
But you mean like damage physics?
Yeah, damage physics, or like like right there, like that's just
Yeah, that's
typical video game bumping. That's not very realistic, or but I don't know how it is in the later games. If it's like, no, you gotta basically hard mode is you can't touch anybody, or you're out, you're crashed.
well, it's always been like a point of kind of like it, because like Gran Turismo, it never really had like a proper damage model until the PS3 games. And then after like Gran Turismo 5, they kind of dialed it back actually. There's still a damage model, and there's kind of like a vague like mechanical like damage thing where if like you crash into something, like your handling will be affected, but your car visibly won't be affected. But then that's only temporary. But you kind of like drive for a bit, like just turning like left on purpose to keep the car straight, and then it just goes away, and that's all it really is. For goodness sake, what? This is a bit annoying with balancing. Like I get what they were trying to go for, but it's very annoying, like being beaten by all these cars. It should be like about 100 horsepower, and I have 200 horsepower. It's also refreshing to not like win all the time. So I'll give it that. Well, I done that pretty easily. I got brakes, didn't I? Yes.
I think when I played this as a kid, I used my brother's save files where they already had all the cars, and I could just freely pick cars and just drive around and look at and look at things. I do remember being very fascinated with the UI. As a kid, there was something about this whole UI that was really mesmerizing to me for some reason.
Undoubtable power. Speed and power solves everything. I'll do this again.
Boom. Remember when we were looking at the GamePro issue that was right around the time of E3 when they showed the PSP for the first time, and they were making a really big deal out of Gran Turismo coming to the PSP, and that it was going to be just like the PS2 game, like just literally the PS2 Gran Turismo in your pocket?
Yeah, I remember that.
They didn't have any screenshots, but they had no screenshots or anything. They just, all the pictures just had Gran Turismo 4 like logo on it on the PSP.
For goodness sake, man.
No. Stream. Come on, stream. There we go. Oh.
Car.
This Discord is being stinky right now, so it's wait for it to stabilize.
There we go. Yeah, with the later Gran Turismo games, you can, if you're good enough, you don't actually need to upgrade your car all that much for the first few events. I guess this game's quite different, where you do need to upgrade your car as soon as you possibly can.
Turn left. Left, Samir. Left. Left.
Amir, you're breaking the car.
You're breaking the car. Samir. Samir. What was the one clip you showed me of the dude? I think he was like the Irish guy getting really angry and just...
No, he was getting scared. Wait, he was terrified. Hard right, hard right, hard right. Something like that.
But what was the one with? What was the one? What I was referring to? I was referring. I remember that one, but I was talking about the one where, like, his tires blew out or something like that, and he just gets super pissed and starts hitting the steering wheel.
Oh yeah, oh, what's his name again? Something Ostberg. What's his name? I need to look this up. Let's see. Pirelli tires. Mads Ostberg. I don't really know how you pronounce it because it's like one of those like weird like accent things in the O where there's like a strike through the O.
Oh, is he like Dutch or Norwegian or something? That usually that's how one of those. A lot of those Scandinavian languages use that O. I was mentioning in the server a couple days ago that when it comes to like food, I feel like the European countries that sometimes eat the same way as Americans, not necessarily in the same foods, but like the culture of eating, it tends to, like, Germany and Ireland like feel like they approach food in the most American way. Like when you look at a full like Irish breakfast, which I guess is the same thing as a full English breakfast. I don't know if there's how big the difference is between the two, but you know, it's like, you know, lots of eggs and bacon and potatoes and stuff. It doesn't surprise me that that Nasty 2K is from, you know, from Ireland. If I'm being honest, I feel like, yeah, I could.
Oh, come on.
I could see that. You know what I mean? Like I don't necessarily think of people in Scotland eating quite like that, like stacking a whole bunch of chips and curry sauce and and
I mean, we
fried rice.
kind of deep fry everything.
Is there a dish that people usually associate with England, but that's actually Scottish, that you can think of?
I can't think of anything right now. Oh, but what? Why? What is up with the AI? He's man. Get him away, man!
Hello, Min.
Oh man.
That is Min's account, if I remember correctly.
Please.
We're just about finished over here. We got about like 10-15 minutes.
On.
It's been okay. Nate's stream has, kind of dipped, dipped and rose in quality, but that's more of a Discord thing, not so much an issue with our YouTube setup. But as far as like, being able to switch between each other, it seems like I've got all that set up the best way possible. So next week, hopefully, we'll be able to decide on a volunteer who can join us, and I'll have to figure out how we're gonna set up the voice call for that.
Got a new machine. What a machine.
What a machine. I know my mom was asking me, because she knows that I have a Scottish friend on the internet, and she was like, oh, does he eat a lot of haggis? And I was like, no, I mean, he's had haggis before, but I don't think, like, that's something... I think that's, like, more of a festival food, Mom. I don't think, like...
Yeah, it's more of like a speciality thing.
You're not just sitting there.
I don't just eat haggis.
Sitting there gnawing on haggis. You go to the convenience store and you get like a small packet of like a small packet of mini haggis bites. But yeah, like I think when it comes to the food culture in America versus food culture in Europe, the only countries that I can think of that I feel like there's some overlap in how Americans approach food and how people of those countries approach food. I usually think of Ireland and Germany. Which would make sense, because there's a lot of German and Irish influence in Anglo-America. At least on my mom's side, my mom's side of the family is very Irish. Now I'm thinking of the leprechaun, the leprechaun in Atlanta or wherever it was, where all of the black people in that one neighborhood were claiming that they saw the leprechaun, and you had that one dude who was like, this is, this was given to me, passed down to me by my great grandmother who was Irish, Don't be afraid, we're gonna get to the bottom of this.
Oh wait, I didn't actually see the new car that I got. Oh, never mind. I'll see it later.
If any of y'all see the leprechaun, say yeah, yeah. And that one lady that they interviewed, she's like, it's probably a crackhead that got a hold of the wrong stuff, and people is climbing trees. You know, and one thing I'm surprised about, I don't know if you've ever seen Popeye's chicken commercials, but Popeye's chicken kind of leans into that that southern thing quite a bit, and you know, with how there's been more, I guess you could say, self-consciousness about, you know, they took the mascot off of Uncle Ben's rice. They, you know, got rid of Aunt Jemima and the dude on the cream of wheat box. Popeyes is still just kind of like has the black lady just coming on being like, you know, Louisiana fried chicken, baby, like, you know, without any sort of shame, and I don't know, nobody seems to care. Love that chicken from Popeyes. I'm scared to go to Popeyes though. Like, I'm scared to go to any like chicken restaurant because they're always like on the, like on the borders of some of the like the roughest neighborhoods, and there's always like, you know, like the Church's chicken that I've gone to is like dimly lit in the back part of like a shopping center or something, where it looks like, you know, you gotta walk really fast because there might be somebody just hiding, just waiting to steal your freaking honey biscuits, ready to stick you up for the honey biscuits or something. And then you got all these viral stories about people like getting in fights and shooting each other in front of Popeyes, or, you know, the fight in the parking lot of Raising Cane's. And when they had like Post Malone advertising Raising Cane's, you know, with all his like tattoos and everything, I was just like, yeah, that fits. I was just kind of like, I kind of thought that was a very fitting, very fitting promotion. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, this is it, you know, this is what I think. This is what I think of when I think of Raising Cane's clientele. I don't know. I feel like every time there's a fried chicken place that opens up someplace, like, it's bad things happen. Fried chicken is just like, it's delicious. I love fried chicken, but I can acknowledge that it's probably a threat to public safety.
Yeah, I've noticed like a lot more like chicken places like about town as well. Like Peris. I think that's like a specifically like a London business, but they've kind of extended around they've extended around the UK.
Still no abracadabra?
No, I don't.
No. You'll have to let me know if an abracadabra opens up near you. I'm surprised that, you know, you're not that far from Ireland. And I think it's in England. I think there's abracadabras in England.
I mean, they probably don't set up here in Scotland because the taxes are higher, and it's easier to like actually function in England than it is Scotland. That's a clumsy set of corners. Oh. Yeah, I can still win.
I'll need to practice my my Grind Turismo 1 game and then maybe at some point we can get the net play working. That would be a good test to do. I don't know if we'll do that next week, but seeing about multiplayer stuff for these streams, trying to get, like, I know me and Phi got Jedi Outcast to the multiplayer for Jedi Outcast to work. That took a while, but we finally did it. So, you know, that's one possibility for a Retro Game Wednesday multiplayer event. But I would like to maybe get something like, you know, something up for the PlayStation or the Super Nintendo, the net play to work for that. Maybe it'll be easier now that I have that, like, RetroBat hard drive. I still need to organize everything and go through each system and, you know, set it all up so that way everything is running as well as it possibly can. And everything's configured properly. Okay. Alrighty, Nath. Are you okay calling it after this race? Or do you want to do one more?
I don't think this is. Well, because it's like a championship thing. I don't know if this is actually the last race. But if this is the last race, I will call it.
Okay. I'm cool with that. I just don't want to keep you too far past your bedtime.
What time is it even? Anyway,
it should just be midnight for you right now.
Okay.
I'll probably need to shoo the cats out of my bedroom and take a 1 or 2 hour power nap once this is all over. And then get back to work. Room zoom zoom. Wonder if we could get away with. You think we'd be able to get away with streaming all of the Cars Life movies on YouTube?
Would you even want to do that if you could get away with that?
Yeah, sure. Why not? You didn't enjoy the Cars Life saga?
No, no. It's not good movies.
No, they're masterpieces. What are you talking about, Nate?
I mean, sure, we can stop it on stream. We can do that.
Good old Diesel gets away with everything. Suffers no consequences for her actions. Literally gets away with murder.
If we do that, I'm actually going to get irrationally angry at Diesel. It's not even funny.
I'm gonna kill you, Sparky, but it's okay. Life is cruel, and I'm sparing you from the cruelty of life by killing you now. Kari is streaming.
Oh, that was the last race.
Alrighty, perfect.
So I will.
If we were on Twitch, I'd raid Akari if I had some had more viewers, but it's all right for probably
Well, I'll have a look at my new cars and then I'll save and then what did I get?
Yeah, what did you get?
A Honda CRX with red wheels. What's the other one?
I love this menu music. Dun, dun. It's like Funky Kong's theme in Donkey Kong Country 3. Yeah.
Would save. I would like to save. Yes. I'm assuming that's overwriting. Yes. Oh, there we go. That's Gran Turismo 1.
Alrighty. Thank you very much, Nath. You go get some sleep now, and I'll probably take a nap myself. And next week, we'll be starting a little earlier. So try to see if you can clear your schedule a bit, so you can you can hop in like a couple hours sooner. If it's not possible, that's fine. I'll see. I'd like to see if I could get like Ray Lily or Stray in here at some point in the future as well. I like actually on mic in the voice call, so that would be nice in the event like one of you guys, like either you or Phi are late, somebody to fill in. But yeah, this was a fun stream, and I think this test went well, and all we have left to do is test out letting a volunteer in. So hopefully we'll be able to do that next week. Just got to figure out who our special guest is going to be. But yeah, I'll go ahead and let you go, and the archive for this should be up within a day or two.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, see you. We're not streaming anymore, are we?
I haven't.
Oh, no,
I'm about to stop. So yeah, you
like
guys
and subscribe and all that.
like and subscribe.